Oh, this is going to be a difficult one to control for sure. Oh my gosh! Ring the bell! Mistake of a lifetime right there! Wow! No! Look at this!
Welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling podcast. Filmed in glorious grapple vision and coded with blast processing, we chronologically critique wrestling storylines pay-per-view by pay-per-view. This is your host, your boy, Jay Hunter, joined as ever with V1 Sir.
What's the crack?
And OSC. Weirdos Ladia. Thanks be to God. Or, if you're a Mexican, Irish, Weirdos like ding dong diddly dias. It's WrestleMania 11 and it's coming up right now. Welcome, Noggers. Happy days are here again. Oh, Jesus. Alright, we don't get it, this channel, Fox Sports in Ireland, but yeah, our bra, Greg Tepper, commentating on Cardinals vs. Cardinals, and gave you a shout out. Amazing.
He will haul it in and bring it down in those luminous red pants. Wonder what V1 thinks that bar is. On the way in for the score, Melissa. V1 thinks that bar is.
Oh my god!
Awesome. Greg, how's it going, mate?
Fucking, what's the crack with you, buddy?
The Melissa Cardinals, man, that's fucking mental.
That was awesome.
Fox Sports. I got an OSW reference. It would be rude of yeah.
Get a fucking V1 Irish coffee tattoo and we'll talk, mate.
Well, it'd be rude not to answer. So, Steve, what bar are the Melissa Cardinals?
Oh, me meow. Well, Jay, in their luminous red jocks, hand-off Sauron white helmets and spiffy black jerseys, let's see what our Facebook bras had to say. We got over 500 replies. Steve, get the face off you. So first up, Mark Bash.
What's the next story, Eric? What are you doing, King of the Ring? We're going to finish this arc, and then we're going to faff around for a bit, and then we'll let you know. We'll put up a post on Reddit. How about that?
Yeah, you guys will know. First up, Mark Bash says that the Melissa Cardinals are an old school Adidas Predator school bag.
I love it.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Every twat had one of those, didn't they?
I rest my case.
I love it, Steve. That couldn't have gone any better. Robert Shanahan says that they are a box of Black Magic dark chocolate sweets.
Ooh, hey, here, let me see that.
Which, by the way, are fucking delicious.
Discover the secrets of the Black Magic.
Darkness.
Twin brother darkness. Looks delicious.
They are really good. Tom Peacock. They are a bottle of pea cola, which looks... I mean, I'd drink it still. You know what I mean? It's cola, you know? Bottled in Ghana. So you know you're getting the good stuff, lads.
I didn't know you can read Ghanese.
Colton Jeffries says they are Kevin Vampire Dude.
And the pasty skin. Oh, perfect.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Whenever we post about Kevin Vampire Dude, people will respond of how they times that they smoked spliff with him. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe he is a nice guy.
And Mikey Wong says that the Melissa Cardinals are Father Ted kicking Bishop Brennan with the arse.
That's brilliant. Very good, sir.
Now we're off to Twitter. At Lay Warren.
Oh, hey.
A can of Bar Extra Cola.
Oh, that's wonderful, mate. Big on taste, no sugar, and it's like the cheapest soft drink.
I drank Bar. what's that? You know, cream soda. Bar cream soda.
Oh, only twats like cream soda.
In 1992, like.
I was talking last year, but anyways.
Yeah?
Yeah, it wasn't as nice as I remembered in 92.
Alright.
Taylor C 2403 says they are a can of K cider.
Oh, wow.
8.4%.
Holy shit.
That's what the...
You see, half a can. Happy day.
At Sofa King Nice
Great name.
says they are a bag of Wake the Fuck Up extra strong coffee.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, I'll be
Jay,
well
you
in
like
that.
coffee, don't you?
Yeah.
At Ikisuba says they are a Dairy Awaken.
Ah.
Dora.
Yara.
At Toast McSavage, which is a fucking great name. An OSW Wurzel vs. Rubbish Ronnie Garbage t-shirt,
It's alright.
which Jay is currently wearing, yeah.
Currently hawking my own shit.
And that, sirs, is how you get onto OSW Review.
Welcome right there.
Have you got an extra minute, lads?
No.
Because
This is the tightest
For what bar?
4.5 hours.
what about some What Smokes?
Ooh.
I'll accept.
Okay. Sam Wakefield 1 says they are a pack of Marlboro Black Filter.
Very tasteful.
Very
Elegant.
tasteful.
Elegant.
If you were in a 1930s brothel, you would not be out of place.
At Kevin Collins says that they are a pack of Jarum Black
Ooh, they are very tasteful.
What's that say at the end there?
Kretek Filter.
Ooh.
I have no idea
they
what
make
country
the best stuff.
that's from. Brian Perius says they are a pack of Winston Black.
Mr. Black.
Mr. Black. Tom Burley says that they are a pack of
Heard of
Natural American Spirit.
Yeah. I bet you El Tatanka smokes those.
Fuck Tatanka.
And the last one, Luke Patterson, says that they are a pack of Lucky Strike.
Hey.
So
Toasted.
there we go, guys. Twitter, Facebook, thank you so much for your What Bars and your What Smokes. You guys are all awesome. And thank you for the shout out, mate. A winner is you, buddy.
Who's the best? Which was the best one?
Mikey Wong, Father Ted kicking Bishop Brennan up the arse because it plays in with the theme of the Cardinals.
Was he thinking that though?
That is really I didn't
It's
get that.
really
That's
clever.
super. Yeah,
But
okay,
hold
yeah.
on, did he say that is what he's going for? No.
It's heavily implied.
No, it's not. Retract that, Steve.
Thank you, everyone there. And Greg Tepper, mate, a winner is you.
Oh, Greg, you fucking animal.
WrestleMania 1.
Kick off with a quickie video package highlighting clips from previous 10 WrestleManias. Not Hogan Andre, not Macho Flair, but celebrities only.
It's all that matters to Vince.
Borton Downey Jr., Robert Goulet, but the big one, the Hulkster. Yeah.
OLC's boy.
Yeah,
the way-
or he's my boy.
Yeah. By the way,
No, I'm his boy.
You're his boy.
my boy, my boy, my boy. This year's celebs are bouncy Pamela Anderson, who has none of Shawn, Home Improvements Jonathan Taylor Thomas with Bully and Lex, we'll talk about you in a few minutes, MTV's Jenny McCarthy getting hit on by Razor, and Lil Vitch, he kindly scoots off. I was like, oh, good man. NYPD Blues Nick Turturro checking for Taker's pulse. That was awesome. Salt and Pepper fawning over hairy-bellied Bret, which looks odd as his singlet usually covers his tummy.
Yeah.
And Diesel fraternizes with Lawrence Taylor's All-Pro team as they football. Oh my God! Here comes Mongo.
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo.
He's all over the build to Mania, lads. He's everywhere. I'd say for like 6 solid weeks, we get Mongo every week.
Oh man, we will get back to you in 1 hour, 12 minutes.
Absolutely.
Wow. WWF Roman Reigns-ing these celebrities is just wow. Any thoughts on these celebs?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas, what are you doing here?
He's too big or he's too small for I don't know. I haven't gauged.
I assume he's a wrestling fan. He didn't look happy to be there. I watched Home Improvement at the time.
I love that show.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
But I didn't watch it for him. I watched it for Tim Allen. Why did you bring him on? For fuck's sake. Or maybe the older kid. He was, he had a bit of charisma about him. Not Jonathan Taylor fucking Thomas.
Tim Allen brings his hammer and he takes on Greg Valentine.
Oh.
That's the real main event. I know Jonathan Taylor Thomas he was Sonic Tuesday. He was doing the launch, him and Screech. So
Fuck off.
there you go. Season 4 of Home Improvement, so it would have been really big at the time. Pamela Anderson, star of a couple of great films, and also
Like, in all fairness, like at the time, she may have been one of the most famous people in the entire world. Baywatch was the biggest show, and she was the reason people watched Baywatch. So that's a pretty big get.
That's a superstar, actually.
Yeah.
FYI, just WWF using outside celebrity star power to get WrestleMania over. It was just how it was back in the day. Like WrestleMania 1, let's get Cyndi Lauper and Mr. T to get WrestleMania over, because WrestleMania is not a household name. Today, it's a brand that sells itself. You buy it to watch WrestleMania, but back in the day,
It took a long time to get there. And look, even though they shoved it down our throats, they've done it every year, so it didn't really bother me.
This is how it was. Back in 97, the Survivor Series got more buys than WrestleMania. Like SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Survivor Series, they're all within kind of 25,000 buys of each other, so WrestleMania wasn't a huge thing, but it would become that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the talk is over. The action's coming at you. WrestleMania 11.
It's WrestleMania 11, April 2nd, 1995, from the Hartford Civic Center in Hartford, Connecticut, with 325,000 TVs tuned in at home. Worse than last year, but not as bad as next year. A 15,000 sellout in attendance. Ooh, how much per ticket? Place your bets now.
$14.
$30, it's Mania.
$50 fucking dollars.
Ooh.
Yeah, $750,000 at the gate, so you don't need to sell a stadium. You just squeeze the hardcore marks and they'll pay.
I think, you know what? Good. If people are willing to buy it, then charge what they're willing to pay.
Wow, so like you sell out the stadium, just gouge your most loyal fans.
I mean, has it ever changed?
The Hartford Civic Center, it's now the XL Center, much less fancy name. What other wrestling events happened there? Okay, of note, New Year's 1987, Saturday night's main event number 9, Hogan beat Paul Orndorff in a cage.
Almost at the door, and
1990 Survivor Series, where Hogan, Warrior and Tito, they won the Survivors match.
Ah, yes,
Awesome.
yes.
What you gonna do when our team survives and wipes out you dudes out there?
1998 WCW Nitro, August 17th. That's where Bret Hart beat DDP, and Goldberg and Giant were in the main event, and it went to a DQ.
the disciple!
In 2000, No Way Out.
Jay, is that Triple H and Foley and Hell in a Cell?
Boom! Well done, sir. Yeah.
Well done.
How can I remember shit from 20 years ago, but I can't remember Raw from last week? Like, shit mattered 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And now it's all a fucking blur. The fact that I knew what that was makes me sad for current wrestling.
I can't think of a wrestler in modern day. It was like, I'm sure it's Man
boy. Put the belt on me, fucking over.
Vengeance 2004.
Triple H, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah.
Goes without saying.
Yeah, Benoit retained his world title against Ripley.
Oh, that's right. And then he lost it a few weeks later to Orton, I think, didn't he?
Very good,
Yeah.
Stephen. And Money in the Bank 2019.
Go on.
Come on.
Both winners.
Was there women's?
There must have been.
Yeah. Was that Carmella?
I don't know.
Or was that the year before?
Yeah. No. Money in the Bank 2019. That's where Lesnar won the Money in the Bank.
And he was Boombox Lesnar?
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
Kicking off the Brock party.
Okay, that was awesome.
Not so sure how much rhythm Lesnar has.
Why the fuck is WrestleMania in Hartford?
Hacks.
4 reasons. Okay, one big one, it's cheap as shit. You know. Number 2, it's an hour from New York, so they could market LT as a massive babyface, like he retired from the New York Giants the prior year. And number 3, it's where the Special Olympics would take place, so they can co-brand that. Speaking of, voiceover Vince scrambles to be heard as he introduces Special Olympian Kathy Huey to sing America the Presentable.
champion to sing America the Beautiful.
It's weird to have an athlete sing. You know, obviously WWF just want to tell you, hey, look, we're doing a thing with Special Olympics.
She was better than Rockin' Robin.
Oh, very good. Yeah, not without precedence. Yeah, Rockin' Robin, WrestleMania 5. Turns out the LA band Fishbone were supposed to play it, but Vince heard their rendition of it and said no.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
But he's like, give me the DX back.
Oh, see, can you see? Ooh. It's going to be a ska funk rendition. Yeah.
Whoa.
Sunshine, not every day. Commentators tonight are Vince McMahon on play-by-play, with Jerry the King Lawler on colour commentary, with Todd Pettengill and NYPD Blues Nick Torturo doing backstage reporting, and Gorilla Monsoon doing Silver Vision explosives.
Welcome once again, everyone. Vince McMahon here along with Jerry the King Lawler. We would like to thank our loyal...
No throat burning, a low energy, no bag of coke intro for Vince. Instead, for the noobs, Vince poses, what is WrestleMania? It's the standard of excellence in sports entertainment today. So what's sports entertainment? You can't answer a buzzword with a buzzword. FYI, Vinnie Mac didn't trust his talent so close to New York, so on Saturday he called for a meeting early Sunday morning. So all the wrestlers got there Sunday morning and Vince nowhere to be found. JJ Dillon's there and says, hey lads, good luck tonight. That's it.
That's brilliant. At the Rumble, Diesel showed up and he was in bad shape because he was out gargling
with Bret,
the night before, so I kind of like that. Now, if I was one of the wrestlers, I'd be really pissed off. But now, looking back on it, I'm like,
yeah, it's your big show of the year. I don't want you wrestling hungover.
You can have your party afterwards. Though.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, see, you're watching the WWE Network version, which is, sir...
1 hour and... No, sorry, I was guessing.
7 hours, pal.
2 hours, 25.
Yes, and I'm watching the Silver Vision version this time. 2 hours, 27. Thought it would be 3 hours, but the fuckers cheaped out. Didn't include the countdown, so 2:27. And V1, sir. A honking, sweltering live version, including the countdown, which is...
3 hours and 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. WrestleMania 11 is 6 matches long. 2 hours, 27 minutes of the pay-per-view. Get the fuck in. Our inaugural contest is the Allied Powers versus the Blu Brothers. It's Lex Luger and the British Bulldog versus twins Jacob and Eli Blue, with Uncle Zebekiah, aka Dirty Dutch Mantel, who was robbed at the Survivor Series 94, the hairiest wrestlers bit. Oh, he's wearing a coat underneath his check waistcoat.
Jesus.
V1, Lex and Bulldog?
Yeah, they are a thing now.
They're an item.
Yeah. Although, if you watched the build up to Mania, you wouldn't have known. Because they never tagged. They were never on TV together. I believe it may only have been mentioned once on one of the Todd segments where he builds up the Mania card. He's just like, oh, by the way, Lex and Bulldog are going to be teaming up at WrestleMania. Give us your money. So yeah, absolutely zero build.
Yeah, they were workout buddies, so this pairing was natural.
I think it
not
makes...
their physiques.
I think it makes perfect sense.
They both look great as a team.
And, the red, white and blue, the Allied Powers, a play on World War II. It just makes no sense. Lex is a bona fide main eventer. Bulldog is not far away from that, and you're just throwing them in a tag team. Bit of a waste.
Look at all the press around ringside. I don't know if I can see or not.
Oh, hey, check it. There's only 3 WrestleMania apron skirts around the ring. The 4th one is a plain blue one, because the production crew only packed 3.
I didn't notice that.
Ow. Even though they're much more successful, established wrestlers, the commentators put over the Blu Brothers, saying these big, hairy mountain men, they're twins. They've tagged together since birth, unlike the new Allied Powers, who got together December 12th, 4 months ago.
Tagged together since birth. I'm like, mate, I'm watching them wrestle and take bumps. There's no way they've been wrestling since birth. These lads were bad.
They're just like they've been twins since birth. The Blues' added advantage is twin magic as Bully clotheslines Eli out, but Jacob gets in. Lex gets a hot tag, big clothesline, running scoop slam, running forearm, but twin magic again. Thwarted as Bully tags with a Jesus top rope sunset flip. 1, 2, 3. And the babyfaces thwart the terrible twins in 6:33. Post-match, Mantel is hot, complaining to JR that they were hornswoggled, wrong guy was pinned, and JR just, that's enough.
Like, by him saying that, he's literally telling us, oh yeah, my lads cheated, and they switched because he pinned the wrong guy. I'm like, well, if they didn't switch, you would have gotten pinned quicker because your man got hit with Lex's elbow. So
he did you a favour.
Don't be so fucking stupid, yeah?
Of course, there's hassling people on the way out. It's supposed to feel like a NFL broadcast, with LT. Hey, what do you think, Cook?
It was fine, absolutely fine. I'm surprised that the Allied powers went over this new team of, monsters.
Bushy.
Yeah, this looks like a team you could push. It's, not necessarily to win the titles, but look like a threat. And on their first ever pay-per-view, they were beaten clean.
Yeah, Rumble doesn't count.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, they were just in the Rumble match itself.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
Okay, so it didn't make much sense to me. Why not put in the Allied powers against? I'm loath to say it, but say Tatanka and Kama.
Yeah,
they were doing nothing else.
Yeah, okay.
And they're jobbers.
Oh,
fucking watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoyable, nothing bout. I'm big into this Roydy Beefcake powerhouse tag team though, but just crazy drop off for Luger. He fought Yoko for the WWF title at last year's Mania.
Yeah.
And V1, what do you think, mate?
I thought this match is really bad. Okay, I liked Lex and Bully. Bully looked sharp. I thought Lex was Lex. But I thought that these Blu Brothers were so green and they were bad. The state of their bumps, they can't even bump on their back. They twist and fall on their shoulders and hips and stuff like that. I'm going to guess that they're not around for much longer, because if I had to send them out to wrestle on the opener of the biggest show of the year and this is what they gave me, I'd be, fuck off, lads. The state of the both of you. So yeah, very, very basic. They practically did nothing, and even doing nothing, I felt that the Blu Brothers couldn't keep up.
You could just turn them into comedy jobbers and their punchline would be, I just blew myself.
No, I'm afraid I just blew myself. There's got to be a better way to say that.
Gorilla Monsoon here exclusively for Coliseum Home Video with reigning Intercontinental Champion.
I've got a Coliseum exclusive. Exclusive. Gorilla Monsoons with Jeff Jarrett and the Roadie. Double J says, get away from me. Bad luck has followed you throughout your entire career. Monsoon warns him about Razor, but Jarrett just brushes him off. Of note, check the WWF cameraman in Jarrett's glasses because they're really massive and you kind of look in there, and he ain't I great? And that's it.
Okay. Sounds absolutely worth your money.
Match number 2.
We have a live exclusive. Nick Turturro backstage with $1 Million Corp. He goes to talk to them, but he has audio issues and the mic cuts out and they go back to Vince. And Vince is like, oh, sorry, we're live TV. We're having audio issues. But on the good side, we did get to see Jenny McCarthy for 2 seconds and she looked great.
Well, we have some problems. The audio problems are... Wait, that wasn't him.
So match number 2 is for the Intercontinental title. It's Jeff Jarrett, the champion, versus Razor Ramon. A rematch from the Royal Rumble where Roddy chop-blocked Razor en route to Jeff winning the IC belt. To combat this, Razor has fellow Click member 123 Kid in his corner. Whiter than white, oily, poodle-headed little bitch. He's wearing a Japanese silk top and pants. They don't turn the mic on for him.
The state of him. But at least he's trying to do something different for Mania, which is nice.
The bad guy looks like he's in a bad mood.
The old Razor Ramon, he's ready.
All right, well, gentlemen, thank you very much. Without further ado, the 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Let's go.
And the bad guy Razor.
They already cut away from him and the Razor's like, let's go. They clean house and, oh yeah, here's your pyro. Jarrett's whipped into the corner, but jumps on Bret's rope. He fakes out a splash, dropping Razor and a Bret's rope sunset flip. Aloha. None of it with a punch and near fall. See, Razor does a lot of punch and near fall attempts. How insulting. You know? Even more insulting, Vince claims every near fall will have a new champion. It's like, oh no, we're going to have a new champion. No. No. It's like, oh wow, shut the fuck up, man. I finally get what everyone else is giving out about Vince.
Like, do that once or twice on a card for the really big spots, mate. Yeah, not a punch.
All right, let's slice all of them. Here you go.
Oh, wow. Cover. 1, 2, no. No. New champion. No. Doing a new champion. No. Yes, he got him. No, he didn't. This one's over. This one's history. Razor Ramon, once again the new champion.
Double J decides to throw the match and flee, but Kid whaws him back into the ring.
I love it. He got him back to the ring by karate posing.
Yeah. Rhodey interferes wherever he can. This is the story of the match. He's waiting at the apron, but Jarrett is whipped into him, and Razor clocks Jesse. The Batman gets Jarrett up for a Razor's Edge, but Rhodey pulls him out.
No escape. Did you see that?
No,
Look at that.
What?
Jesse James pulls Razor's neck over Bret's rope, but gets a mouthful of turnbuckle for a receipt. Actually, my favourite of these was James adding extra leverage to Jarrett's figure 4 by pulling his arms. You like that?
Yeah.
Cool spot.
I like it. Which right away, the 1, 2, 3 kid tried to do the same thing on the next spot, but the ref caught him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you are a little bitch.
Jarrett outsmarts Hall with a Yoda-esque backpack sleeper. Lawler is surprised he could apply it, thanks to Razor being so greasy. That's good.
That was an unbelievable maneuver right there because ordinarily your hands would slip right off the greasy hair of Ramon.
Dub spot, double punch and rest. The two are evenly matched. The bout could go either way. Razor lunar jumps beep into nothing and Cash for Gold slaps on a figure 4. Razor's big back body drops harkens the finish of the match. Interestingly, Razor sells the knee, harkening back to the Royal Rumble spot, before getting Jarrett up for the Razor's Edge. But we'll never know if he could hit it as Rhodey chop blocks him in front of the ref for the DQ bullshit finish in 13 and a half minutes.
It's WrestleMania. Give us a finish, lads.
No.
Jesus.
You can only have even numbered WrestleManias get clean finish. Kid finally gets some action, rushes in with a back and high kick, high punch, up high kick, circle, back and high kick, mash high kick in the corner, and although the babyfaces tried to get their heat back post-match, the heels get the better of them and leave with the belt. Jarrett says, ain't he great? Razor, you ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing, and I promise you one thing. Payback is you know what, boy.
13 and a half minutes, what do you think of this?
Didn't like it.
Oh,
Didn't like it.
this is like the peak of the show.
Yeah, this...
A highlight.
Two of my favourites from this era, and Jarrett for many more years. It was a lot of rest holds, a lot of punchy, kicky, lying down, shit finish. It's fine, keep the belt on Jarrett, but at least, I don't know, have him score the pinfall, you know, and the ref is distracted. I don't know.
Just have him win by cheating.
Yeah.
Because then Razor doesn't look like a goof, but Jarrett actually wins.
Yeah. Which is fine, but I wasn't mad about the Rumble match either. So yeah, don't worry, I'm sure we won't have to wait long for their next match, because I think they wrestled about 80 times in 95, but...
They just trade the belt back and forth.
Bit gold dust in there.
Yeah, you gotta get him in there. So yeah, disappointed.
I thought this match, in terms of the action, was good. Like, they're both really good wrestlers and they work well with each other, but I thought that the booking of the match was very bad. Jarrett is your champion, but he looked like an absolute goof, and then little bitch looked like a little bitch. Razor sold the knee out, and like, he didn't do like a dangerous spot to re-hurt his knee, and he hasn't been selling it on Raw. In fact, I seem to say this every show, he's never on Raw. Razor's never featured. He disappears and he comes back to have a match every now and again and keep winning the fucking belt, which should go to someone else. I'm so sick of it. So yeah, I thought the match was decent, but the booking and the finish really, really hurt it.
Oh, I was happy with Razor's performance. I like that he did the knee thing and look at the Royal Rumble, but that was like 3 months ago, mate. Razor helped raise Jarrett up to a rightful IC champ status. Like, I thought more of Jarrett, like he looked more at home being champion here, even with his kind of crony lackey helping him escape with the belt. Jeff Jarrett and Jesse James, Double J. Great mid-card double act. Unmemorable, but thumbs up. And man, with this finish, it was like, if you're not going to do a title change, find a heel keeps the belt, just do a tag so the baby faces could win and 1, 2, 3 Kid could get a WrestleMania match. He's all dressed up, no match to go to. And he'd never have a WrestleMania match as 1, 2, 3 Kid because he was left.
Really?
Yeah, and like next year he was left off the card. A few months later goes to WCW.
Oh, wow.
He probably didn't have many WrestleMania matches full stop.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Well, he got it when he came back in 98. He wrestled Shane McMahon.
I know, yeah, but it probably not a huge amount.
Probably tags with China at some point. I don't know. Give him a go. Man, he was dying for it. Look, he got new gear. And
his kimono.
Yeah. NYPD Blues. Tricky Nicky is with much taller men in the $1 million corporation in the cleverly named Green Room. $1 million Green Room. He goes straight for Jenny McCarthy back when she was a gorgeous playmate and not an anti-vax muppet. She brushes off the Supreme Fighting Machine, in favour of Shawn, whose new bodyguard, Sid, intimidates Nick. And so much like TV detective Frank Drebin searched for Taker at SummerSlam, TV detective James Martinez here to Turo searches for Pamela.
Can you guys understand what Sid says when he talks? He just warbles and I can't understand a word.
What's warbling?
Yeah.
Could he have taught Charlie Brown?
And he's wanting to puke. And what's causing that? Fear! Fear! Because all your dreams have now become the nightmares!
He just shouts, and the reason he's shouting because he doesn't have much to say, so he just says it loud.
Oh my God! What happened to my car? Goldberg! Where are you? Goldberg! Goldberg! Goldberg!
Match number 3.
I have another live exclusive. So we go to Barry Dadinsky, who is at the merch stand, and he hawks t-shirts, posters, hats, and he basically says, normally you can only buy this if you're here live at WrestleMania, but tonight, for one night only, if you call this number, you can order all of this stuff because we made too much and didn't sell it all.
1-800-TITAN-91, and you can buy it at home.
Do you have a size for King Kong Bundy?
Vince, back to you ringside.
I'm still having audio problems. You know what?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Match number 3. The Human Egg, King Kong Bundy versus... No way! The Undertaker! Good for you, mate. At the Royal Rumble, the $1 million teammate IRS fought a losing bout against Taker. King Kong Bundy came down, stare him down, rah rah rah, hoopla in the ring with him, and $1 million team scarpered with the urn. Whose nudes does King Kong Bundy have to get a WrestleMania payday? He fought Hogan at WrestleMania 2, and he's fighting Taker tonight at WrestleMania 11.
And in the build-up to WrestleMania, he got a pin on Lex Luger. Of course, now, only after he was attacked from behind by the one and only Tatanka.
Man, well, what if he had Lex Undertaker at Mania?
Ooh, I'd watch that.
That'd be much, much better. I mean, practically anyone else, surely. You know?
Yeah.
I think I'd even like Taker versus the Blu Brothers more than this.
Which one?
2-on-1. No, the two of them.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Oh, actually, maybe... How does he get the payday? It was like, he is a minor celebrity, perhaps, like King Kong Bundy. He was on Al Bundy's show, Married with Children, twice. Once as Peggy's uncle Irwin, like kind of kayfabe. All in the Family, season 2.
How bad can it be?
We're here!
And as King Kong Bundy himself in season 10's Flight of the Bumblebee, which would have aired 5 months before Mania. That's the wrestling episode where Bud wants to get into Al's man group, No Ma'am, and has to get his photo with a wrestler to get in.
Sure, kid. I do a lot of work on behalf of the stupid.
Undertaker, he's wrestled 27 times at WrestleMania. King Kong Bundy, where's he on the top 5 worst Taker opponents at WrestleMania?
He's definitely bottom 3 or 4.
Does that make him top 3 or 4?
Because Steve!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you've got a top 10.
I got a top 5 for you because it gets mean-spirited after that, where they're not bad matches. So, because WWF realised they had a streak going, kind of 10-0 with Flair, kind of acknowledging it. So after that, they'd book Taker's matches better. So most of these are pre-2002. So I've got 5 for you, but honourable mention?
Honourable mention.
Pick your poison, Smelly Diesel at WrestleMania 12 or Smelly Sid at WrestleMania 13. Obviously, there's an urban legend there where Sid shat his kecks. And the worst tombstone is your poor Undertaker.
I love the list, by the way. This is my favourite one you've done so far. I'm going to have to deny both of those two because they were main event stars. It doesn't matter if they're shit. They're shit wrestlers, but they were main event stars.
Okay.
Number 5.
Murder. Jimmy Snuka of WrestleMania 7.
Only because it was just a thrown-in filler match, but he was a star.
I remember the match not being good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's like I couldn't tell you one.
It wasn't
other
a thing.
thing.
It wasn't a feud.
Yeah, it was just a match. Number 4.
Big Boss Man, Hell in a Cell, 99.
Oh, the one where he hung him.
Yeah.
Should have been great, though.
Yeah, it's so bad he kayfabe hung himself.
You see him just flicking at the light bulb.
Go!
Number 3.
A-Train and Big Show at WrestleMania 19.
Anything with New Year's Baby, yep.
Holy shit. It was supposed Nathan Jones was supposed to be in it, so it would be a tag match, but he was so shit that they left him off the card.
Didn't he like do a spinning kick at someone either earlier on the show or like the week before?
It was it was the finish of this. He comes out anyway for one spot. They trust him with one spot.
And he clocks him, right?
Clocks Big Show, concusses him.
Jesus. Colossus a big old road, eh? A little bloody chazzle, was it?
He was my pre-appearance boy. I thought he was going to be the best thing in the world.
Yeah. I love that his run went so badly whenever they were touring in Australia. He just, I'm not getting back on the...
parachuted out of the plane.
Yeah. I'm not getting back in the plane. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm home
Brilliant.
now. The Colossus of Boggo Road. Wow. It's whoa.
I am Nathan Jones. G'day.
Number 2.
Giant Gonzalez at WrestleMania 9. That's
stinky.
That's where he's like, give me the rag. And
Yeah, but it made sense.
Why?
Because nobody else was going to wrestle him.
Oh, right. But why would a hairy, dickless Yeti need a ether rag?
Oh, the rag.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, the rag.
That's quite cowardly now.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And sentient. Dastardly.
Interesting. I like that word.
I'm not burying him hard enough. That was terrible.
It was really fucking bad. It was really bad.
I did like the Monster Mash selling. Like whenever Taker would, chop him or thrust him, he like, that was pretty good stuff.
And the Yeti!
And
Number 1.
King Kong Bundy at WrestleMania 11 tonight. Yes, he promised nothing and delivered less.
Spoiler alert, this match is bad.
Yeah, all right, let's go to it.
This is the 4th WrestleMania appearance for The Undertaker.
Special referee for this match is Larry Young. I was like, whenever you mention special referees, like angle alert, No, he's a Celebrity American League umpire. J.J. Dillon was just a big mark of his. I was just thinking it's very dangerous to get a noob in because you actually have to officiate. You're not like enforcer on the outside. You have to call the match. So I was like, how many pin attempts will you have to count?
Yeah.
Never mind. Just the one. Taker, you'll like this. Very unspecial entrance here.
Yeah, just get to the ring. Yeah, nice.
Let's get this over with. Gong to bell, 3 minutes. You can see DiBiase struggling to handle the giant urn. There's actually a rib on Paul Bearer where Vince is like, here, you're going to have to carry that around to the airports and hotels. And if you complain, you're going to have it for longer. But he was too smart for that. Never complained. Big smile on his face. And it's like, okay. Like he had it since Taker vs. Taker at last year's SummerSlam. And he'd get rid of it, well, tonight. And we'll see you in a few minutes.
Look out, Bundy charging. Undertaker.
The human egg tries to Pearl Harbor Taker by rushing him. No dice. Like, you better run, egg. A few moves in and Bundy's stalling. Dizzy selling. It's like they're already out of ideas.
It's really bad.
Purple Glove Taker awkwardly decides to arm wringer Bundy and then go for primary school. Immediate storyline progression as Undy simply takes the urn and gives it to Paul Bearer.
Yeah, I really thought that they were going to do something with the urn in terms of the booking of this match, but yeah.
Well, he just kind of unscrews it and shows you the light. Hey!
But they didn't dim the lights. And so the whole point of it is gone. Like, it's ridiculous.
Then Kama comes to ringside and boinks him and re-steals the urn. And then, all right, let's just have an interview with Kama in the middle of the match.
Fucking hell.
And he's like, I'll melt it down into a gold chain. Which he does. Really quick as well. Jeez, he was out like
8 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. Ho Train, big splash, no sell, big boot, unbelievable slam, big jumping clothesline. No tombstone. That clothesline was the finish.
It was so lame. So bad.
What do you think?
Shite. Absolute garbage. For a match that was only 6 minutes long, it felt triple that length. They had nothing planned. They had no spots. They had no story. They had nowhere to go. And they just meandered a bit until Taker won with nothing.
Yeah, it was nothing. You're like,
oh, yeah, Bundy.
Taker has been essentially feuding with the $1 Million Man since last summer. That's too long. And he's
not ending.
When you talk about paying your dues, this is it.
And Kama's next.
Yeah.
It just goes on.
Obviously, it's going to build up to next year's WrestleMania against Tonka, you know?
Jesus Christ. No. Yeah, holy shit, they had nothing. 6.5 minutes of let's distract the audience from this. Side note, I don't know if the pin counted as Bundy is so round, his back fat actually lifts his shoulders off the mat, so you can't count it.
It's the fucking humpback gimmick that
Russo.
Is it
the ding
Russo wanted?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
And the goodies don't have the urn at the end of the match, so this feud is continuing. Not with Bundy, because apart from a scant few TV appearances, he's immediately off telly and quietly released around Halloween. Taker did get his back on the $1 Million team, beating Kama at In Your House 1 in a dark match. Fuck you paying customers. So as a Coliseum exclusive matchup, Taker dodges a big boot, hits a big choke slam, and a Taker tombstone and wins in 13 minutes.
13 minutes?
Ooh, Kama comes out with the gold chain, the Halloween... What do you call it? Like the cheap tat you get at a Halloween costume store? Yeah, it comes out with that. Because it doesn't even jingle the fucking cut of it.
Or maybe someone in WWE just bought about 60 Baron Bracks and they got the ring out of each one and looped them all. Sorted.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Halloween brack.
I'm looking for this Kama character. Where is he at? He calling me a cream puff?
Backstage, LT's all-star team all say the same thing to different $1 Million team members. We're here if you want to get us. But Mongo takes umbrage being called a cream puff by Kama.
A cream puff? It's brilliant.
When did this happen? Tell us about it.
This happened on Raw 2 weeks ago. Mongo came out to commentate on a Bundy match, which was shite. And at the end of
Mongo Bundy.
Oh,
you think you're special?
You think you're special? You do.
At the end of this match, Kama comes out and he gets in Mongo's face. He calls him a cream puff. Mongo gets up, hits him with a forearm, and they have what I will give them was a fairly heated brawl that the fans liked.
And Vince plays like the ma, and he's like, "You two stop it! Stop it now!" I can't believe-
Wait a minute! Stop it!
It looked great, though, I have to say. Like, Mongo's presence
it was
there.
good.
Yeah. Because WWF actually tried to sign him afterwards. They're really happy with him. And then he's, well, give me money, please. And they're like, we don't have any. So he just went to WCW instead.
Having watched Mongo be on Raw for about 4 or 5 weeks, I can totally see why Vince would want to sign him. He's huge, he looks good, he can talk, and he's popular. I think I would have tried to sign him as well.
And he's useless. He's got it all.
I can't wait to get knee deep in some of these boys.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas is playing chess in a dimly lit room with Bob Backlund. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, he checkmates him. Bob fobs it off as youngsters taking advantage of their elders.
That's what's wrong with society today.
This is one of the best parts, if not the best part of this pay-per-view.
You want to tell us about it?
He just gives out.
I
like how everything that happens, that's what's wrong with America today. And then kind of the opposite thing happens. That's what's wrong with America today.
Yeah, so he has his trivia, like who's the 34th president?
Dwight D. Eisenhower.
And is stymied by Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Of note, we do see the chessboard. Backlund, he was not beaten. Liar.
I was thinking you might check.
Yeah, I was no chance.
No.
Throw to a Coliseum explosive. Monsoon's with post-match bearer, despondent without his gigantic urn. He says, DiBiase, you're behind this. And it's, yeah.
It happened on TV.
You saw him do it, yeah. Amazingly, okay, Taker gives his promo, but his cadence includes a lot of pauses, and he leaves a little too much time before saying, rest in peace. So when he says rest, Gorilla just shoots into his go home promo. It's like, right, that's all you want. We'll see you back at the ringside.
Oh, Gorilla.
We're not taping this again.
Dickhead.
They will pay Ted DiBiase.
The urn once again in the hands of the $1 Million Corporation. Who knows what they're going to do with it? Well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Man, you're getting all of these. Anytime I watched it, I'd be like, oh, there's Stan Lane on the phone.
Hey, you got the pittance, didn't you?
I did get the pittance, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got this. What a pittance.
Match number 4.
I have a live exclusive. Razor Ramon backstage with the one and only Stan Lane on the bat phone. And Razor isn't talking, but Stan Lane is. And I'm like, who'd call that cunt? Other than you.
Yeah. Let's get the insight.
Yeah.
I know he's talking to fans. Standing by right now, ladies and gentlemen.
And then we have one more bit where Vince McMahon shills the next pay-per-view in your house, coming to you Mother's Day, where we're giving away a house worth $250,000.
Wow, that's such a lie, because the 6-year-old kid, Michael, who buys it, sells it for like $150,000.
Wow.
It's because his family had just moved to LA, and they're like, we are not moving to Florida.
Moving is literally the most stressful thing. Oh my God, because if it's LA to Florida, that's the breadth of the entire country. Yeah.
So we just flipped the house. There you
go. I would just imagine, I always had it in my head, even back in 95, that it was one of those, there was nothing inside it. It would have like kind of Lenny sitting eating his pudding. You know, that's just what I imagine. Yeah.
It's an unfurnished house.
Yeah.
Or it's like they have the nice roast chicken on the table, and you turn it upside down and have their cereal in it. It's a home, Phil.
WWF in your house. P.O. Box 3730. That's 73.
73.
75.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's a dream come true. We really want to thank the World Wrestling Federation. Thanks, Matt, for sending in their card.
Right.
Match number 4 is for your tag team championship. It's Owen Hart with a mystery partner versus the champions, the Smoking Guns, Billy and Bart. V1, mystery partner. What's happening with Owen Hart?
Not much. So I watched, I think it was 11 episodes of Raw in the build-up to Mania, and this is what Owen did, right? Owen had a squash match. And then on the go-home Raw, Owen lost to Bret Hart.
Yes.
And that is what Owen did in the entire build. There was no even talk about Yokozuna. I believe maybe Todd mentioned once, and Owen Hart is going to have a surprise tag team partner at WrestleMania. And the Guns haven't been seen on Raw since the Raw after the Royal Rumble where they beat Little Bitch and Sparky Plug, and they completely disappeared, except for they talked about one segment on the Action Zone where men on a mission turned heel.
Oh my God.
And battered them. So your build to this match is your champions getting battered and Owen losing to his brother.
I love it. Thank you, Stephen. You've saved us like a good 7 hours there.
My partner, are you ready? Yokozuna!
Oh my goodness.
Yokozuna! The Guns feel blindsided, but that's okay. Before getting blindsided as the camera cuts away from them before they finish talking.
Oh my God, Bart is so bad! He can't cut a promo. He looks like he's shitting himself. And I will give props to Jerry Lawler, who covers up from really well, going, well, the Guns are a bit nervous here, knowing that they're going to have to go out and face Yokozuna. So fair play to you, Jerry Lawler.
Just in general with this pay-per-views, this horrible continuous, don't think about it, just rush to the next thing, don't think about it, next thing, and then we're done. Never gives anything time to breathe. It feels like they have so little confidence that what you're watching isn't any good.
And they're right.
Yeah. Actually reminds me of episode 9 of Star Wars. It's 142 minutes. They just go next thing, 60,000 scenes, and then we're done.
All fairness though, after episode 8, they did basically have to fit 3 movies into one to undo what that did. Like,
dun 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 dun. Smoking Guns finger bang the audience, and he and Yoko waves Hinamaru just so you know who's face and who's heel. Owen wristlock, escape spot, and heelish poke to the eyes. Yoko dips in for less than 30 seconds and tags out.
Vince, the second Yoko comes onto the TV screen, he's fatter than ever. Like, he says bigger than ever, but
Oh, see, any thoughts on Owen and Yoko as a tag team?
At the time I was happy enough because Yoko, even though he has become a joke, was still a big imposing figure. Owen was the technical kind of high flying, a bit of a dichotomy there. Gave them something to do and a legitimate threat as a tag team for the world title, which they would get, obviously.
Spoilers, Steve. What do you remember about their run together? Do you remember anything? Like any highlights?
Winning this.
First day in the job.
Winning this. I knew they were kind of present, but I don't remember anything specific.
Yeah.
From the top of
Pretty smart pairing here. Owen's a nimble mat technician. He can do all of the heavy lifting, wrestle the bulk of the match, and Yoko can kind of hide being knackered in a tag. It's like how they paired Immobile Andre with Haku in the Colossal Connection.
Mm-hmm.
You can still feature him, but 25% to work. Most of the match is Owen selling for the baby faces, that old famous heel in peril routine. A double Russian leg sweep, aka double team effort. Thanks, Vince. High angle back suplex and neck breaker, aka tremendous maneuver. And spinning side slam into Famouser, aka tremendous teamwork. Blind tag to Yoko. Drop toe hold allows Yoko to Schwab leg drop and lean on the ropes. Oh, wow. Windy Zuna, he's blown up. Even his Ionian nerve grip doesn't go Magna.
Ooh.
Billy does a giant hair pull. Yoko bumps. Hey, and we get the famous what a maneuver.
Oh my gosh! What a maneuver!
Finish of the match, Yoko delivers a bonsai drop to Billy, fends off Bart, graciously tags in Owen, who considers a sharpshooter, but fuck that, and just pins Bart 1, 2, 3.
Sharpshooter! Sharpshooter! Now he covers you 1, 2. Oh.
Owen jubilantly jumps for joy as, along with Yoko, they're the new tag team champions, and with such ease. Shin Shin in 9.5 minutes. What do you think?
Not bad. Disappointing. It shows how far Yokozuna has come since last year, much like Lex. He's
come down.
Yeah, come down. He's selling for Bart Gunn. That's not great. At least, Lex looks strong in his match. They won. Owen, as you said, did all the work. But happy to get the belts off the Guns, never liked them. Yeah, fresh tag team in the division and decent.
2 fresh tag teams with Lex and Bully. Yeah.
Wow, the Blu Brothers just got figured out there, didn't they?
They did.
Holy shit. What do you think?
Not bad. I was quite down on the thought of this because, you know, like I knew Yoko was going to come back bigger than ever and it was going to be sad. The Guns have never been great workers. I know Owen is fabulous, but I don't know if he's that good that he's capable of having a WrestleMania match with, like, you know, Billy and Bart, you know? But I have to say, I thought Billy looked decent here. He's definitely gotten better. Bart hasn't. Keep him out of the ring, lads, yeah? But overall, not bad. It was way better than I thought it was going to be, so I would give this thumbs up.
Yeah, agreed. I was really happy for Owen. This is his first piece of WWF Gold.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's mental.
Whoa.
But yeah, it was so sad to see Yoko being so blown up and immobile despite doing so little. Like, he doesn't even get out of the ring when Owen tags in. He's so bollocksed. It's such a shame he couldn't get a handle on his weight. Like, I think Yoko is really cool, you know? And I love this tag team. It's unusual, dynamic, and completely fresh pairing for Owen. He's sneaky like a foreigner.
Yoko's not sneaking up on anything. Boom, boom, boom.
I was just thinking of the fun vignettes that Owen would have working off Fuge and Corny, you know? Actually, this is the genesis of Camp Cornette. Kind of these lads plus Vader and Bulldog.
You'll pay for it. Vader style, Bulldog style, or Royal style from the King of Hearts.
Tarkatan Warrior, Stephanie Wyand, tells us about this year's Fan Fest under some dodgy dubbed music. She notes WWF have the most devoted fans, saying she was chatting to international travellers from Japan and Ireland.
I love that we got a shout out. It was amazing.
I met people from Japan, Ireland. We have the most devoted fans.
So we can throw salt now, yeah?
Who had the money in 95 to fly over for WrestleMania?
Charlie Haughey.
He's there in a little beanie hat with the propeller pretending to be a kid.
No. You know the hat where you like pull on the string and the hands come out? One of them ones.
Ooh, what's at this fan fest? A Hall of Fame table with Gorilla Monsoon, Classy Freddie Blassie, and Chief Jay Strongbow. See episode 94 for details. Shawn's Heartbreak Hotel. Ooh, Sparky Plug's race car. Alundra's cool pink Harley.
She just brought her bike along
to
the show.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
That's all you're getting at Mania, mate. And the main event, a Coliseum home video booth.
Oh, me meow.
2 tapes for $20. Or 1 tape for $30. Something they didn't show you in this vignette package. Commentary. You can commentate 10 minutes of the Shawn Razor match at WrestleMania 10. In the booth with you was Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey.
Oh, yeah. Fucking amazing.
And you can get a VHS of it afterwards as well.
Awesome.
Or evidence. Ooh, and the pictures you're kind of looking at here are by Matt Tremlay, Stormhammer39. Cheers for sending these on, mate. Who was at the Fan Fest.
That's
nice.
Awesome. It's kind of awesome seeing this, knowing what, like, 20 years later, it will just grow and grow and grow, and then access is now massive, you know?
There is a picture here of Diesel signing autographs, and I just want to bring up the most kayfabe shattering thing was this WWF Unbelievable vignette where Big Daddy Cool Diesel, he's signing autographs and a woman offers him money and he says no, keep it. It's like bollocks.
Bullshit. He'd be whipping out the bum bag. He'd be giving her the change. No,
wrong change.
Zero change. Yeah.
Toddster is backstage with Bam Bam Bigelow. They recount the build with heel Bigelow putting his spin on things. Steve, can I say this and you'll kind of bark out the stuff in bold here? Shoving LT at the Rumble.
I felt disrespected.
Rushing LT at the WrestleMania workout session.
He hit me first.
Can you emphasize me there?
I did.
Can you emphasize it 10% more?
Okay, 9% I'll give you. He hit me first.
What influence will fans have tonight?
None whatsoever. I'm going to be known as the guy who lost LT at Mania.
Gritted teeth emoji there. Because, you are the guy who lost LT at Mania. Sure, even when he went to ECW, people would chant LT at him and stuff.
Yeah, it's a sad.
Oh, spoilers. Shit. Sorry, guys.
By the way, I did have another live exclusive. Adam Bomb
Oh, Jesus.
Who's cutting a out-of-character promo where he talks about how WWF are teaming up with the people from the Special Olympics and how it's the biggest sporting event in the world in 1995.
Bigger than Mania?
Yes. And how he's very proud. It was very nice. And WWF don't do nice very often. And when they do, it feels a little bit contrived. But this one was actually nice.
Oh.
Did I say the world's largest sports event this year? You bet.
The only other big sporting event in 95 would have been the Rugby World Cup, but nobody cares about
Yeah,
rugby.
was that the year that England won and they wouldn't shut up about it for years?
No, that was 2003.
With Johnny's kick at the end?
Yeah.
I still have nightmares about hearing that for 17 years later.
Thing to have nightmares
Still
about.
banging on about
At least
it.
David Baddiel didn't make a song about it.
No, it was South Africa beat.
South
Africa beat New Zealand.
And did they have any pyrotechnics?
Pyrotechnics. And if I recall correctly, it was 12-all going into extra time, and Joel Stransky scored a drop goal or a penalty to win
How
it.
am I going to find
Wow. No, I definitely wanted it.
Bollocks!
And that's the halfway point of the show. Let's take it to the
Break Questionarium.
So our ad break questionarium is: which wrestler is the most metal?
Man Mountain Rock.
Fuck! You got it. I mean, no. See you after the break anyway.
You don't get too many complaints. Once in a well, sometimes a guy say we're not showing enough of his highlights or his sport. And the time the wrestlers came in, they were a little miffed.
Where are my highlights? Yo, Miller, you know that wrestling's the #1 television sport in terms of demographics?
Oh, sure, I knew that. Everybody knows that, don't they? It's those Greco-Roman wrestling guys. They're a bunch of sissies. You guys are great.
Of course it's real. I mean, if it's up to me, we're running these highlights every night on SportsCenter. Aesthetically, there's a problem with it. It's something that's technical stuff. The camera angles that you use are...
Ooh, so before the break, we asked you, which wrestler is the most metal? So if you answered Triple H with 3 Motorhead songs, got Evolution, The Game, and
King of Kings.
Yes. RoboCop, who's made of metal. No, it's Man Mountain Rock. Yes, Daryl Peterson, a.k.a. Heavy Metal Peterson, a.k.a. Man Mountain Rock. Names a riff on the 1920s wrestler Man Mountain Dean, who was in better he's a big fat lad, he's in better shape than this lad. Came in from WCW named Max Payne. Yeah, not the Rockstar game fella. Although they did settle out of court. Thumbs up, bit of cash, a payday. Yeah, he comes out, he's playing guitar. He's been doing this his whole career. Get a WWF logo-shaped guitar. Yeah. And Vince would be there, time to rock the house.
He is the most biddly of the entire new gen. Without question, the most biddly.
He creates his own biddle. He's a biddle source.
A biddle source.
And Backlund had fallen far enough in late 95 to feud with the youngsters and your music, and I disagree with you. And yeah, very new generation gimmick. Looked decent on paper.
Yeah.
Horrific in real life.
Why is it that our boy, the Drifter, why is it his gimmick works? Because he's talented on the mic, and I don't mean singing-wise. He actually has something to back up his singing.
He's got like the timing and...
Yeah, incredibly charismatic. Yeah.
Love the Drifter.
Yeah, he's awesome. See you next... Well, yeah, you got it. Spoilers. Well done, Steve. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Big ruiner.
See you next time, and thanks for playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special submission match in which the loser of this match will verify his submission by saying the words, "I quit," on the microphone.
And we're back with match number 5. It's an I Quit match. It's Bret the Hitman Hart versus Mr. Bob Backlund. Oh, so this is WWF's first I Quit match. Not the first I Quit match. That goes to NWA. First did it at Starrcade 85. Magnum TA beating Tully Blanchard toadstool after Carney Magnum drove a bit of wood with a nail into his forehead, leading Tully to shout, "Yes! Yes!"
So he didn't say I quit. God damn it.
Tully saying yes!
I'm struggling to think of anyone. JBL said I quit in a match once, didn't he?
Against Cena.
Cena's had the most I quit matches. He's had 5.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I remember he had a really good one with Orton, where the finish is he had him handcuffed and he used the chain off the cuffs to choke him out.
Oh, well, that's very much like Umaga, the finish of the Royal Rumble 2007. He choked him with the rope.
That was a brilliant match, by the way.
It's amazing. Here's each company's first I Quit match.
Lovely.
Okay, so we heard NWA there. In 1993, ECW is Terry Funk versus Eddie Gilbert. January 23rd, 1993. Terry kept smashing a wooden step ladder into his knees until he did. That sounds nastier than it was. It was just like, it's a shitty step ladder. He goes,
Oh, okay.
1996 in WCW, Taskmaster versus Brian Pillman.
Oh, yeah. Booker, man, I respect you.
Yeah, so instead of I Quit, it was the I Respect You strap match at Super Brawl 6, episode 60. Yeah.
Here with my boy, my Borstal boy, Aaron Anderson.
Yeah.
And I don't think this is what Aretha Franklin meant.
You, Booker man.
That's the 90-second match, work, shoot, finish, where Pillman walks out of WCW, convinces Eric Bischoff, you should really let me go to work the boys, and then he just signs with ECW.
That's one of my favorite kind of work, shoot things in wrestling of all time. He just outsmarted everybody.
Yeah. In 2004, in Ring of Honor at Joe vs. Punk 2, the pay-per-view, October 16th, 2004, where Shelley submits Jimmy Jacobs with a Border City stretch.
Nice.
Anymore.
In 2009, TNA. This is it's because it's on TV, obviously. TNA. May 14th, 2009. Impact with Booker T versus Jethro Holiday.
What?
Trevor Murdoch.
Oh yeah, Jesus! The state of that match.
I'm done.
Jethro Holiday.
Did he break out the Canadian Destroyer in it?
Canadian bacon. In 2016 is Lucha Underground, their I Quit one, No Moth match. Season 2, episode 15, where Sexy Star submitted Mariposa.
Nice.
And in 2020, AEW, November 7th, Full Gear, John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose versus Eddie Kingston. Mox put a pox in his socks, barbed wire wrapped around his forearm, and applied a bulldog choke, forcing Kingston to say, I quit. And so, WWF's first one is tonight. Hart versus Backlund, a rematch from the Survivor Series, this time with nothing on the line. Bret versus Bob with special referee Roddy Piper. Yeah, he special refed Bret's match last year versus Yoko.
Yeah, I wonder why they brought him back, because there was no mention of this in the 11 weeks to build at all. No Piper, no nothing. Actually, you know what? Barely any build in the first place.
He might hurt the sales. Yeah, we haven't seen El Rodney since he stank up King of the Ring 94 with Jerry Lawler. Remember that?
Oh my goodness.
Episode 89. No Theme Backlund is out first, poofed out chest. To decent heat, yeah.
Yeah, he was over. Yes. Despite the company's best effort to make him not.
Then Hitman enters with an entrance video of Hitman entering.
Did you notice Backlund in the background duck arsing while Bret's entrance is going on? I just thought it was a great image. He was in the background, like in the ring when Bret's giving his glasses to the kid. Can you just splicey a couple of duck arses while he's duck arsing during Bret's entrance? I would very much appreciate it, because I was thinking about that image and laughing.
Here we go. Steve, will you?
Love it.
Many noises that you had to the show.
I thought Bret got the biggest pop on the entire show tonight. Thought he was still really over. And I was like, God damn it, Vince. Put the belt on him, please. Come on. He's great.
I thought second biggest. There's one in the main event where it's like an explosion.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
The Hitman Bret Hart. And get that out of his face.
Ding, ding, ding. Mr. Backlund's immediately on the back foot. After a standing elbow drop, Piper asks if he wants to quit. Come on. Backlund spider Bret's in the corner and is asked again. But Backlund is tied up in the ropes at the time, so at least we're shown there's no DQ. In that case, why not get Backlund to the mat, keep kicking him in the balls until he submits? Lawler tees up Vince for some obvious Piper trivia.
Who did Hitman beat at WrestleMania 8?
He's like, the British Bulldog. What? Piper. Sorry. Jesus.
Who did Hitman beat at WrestleMania 8?
The British Bulldog.
What?
Right?
Wrong.
Oh, sorry.
He beat Roddy Piper.
As a matter of fact, he did.
That's right.
They really push the stip hard. After every move, ask if you want to quit. Okay, figure 4. Ask. Reverse the figure 4. Ask. Seated leg lock. He asked Backlund 4 times.
I literally have it written here. He asked him 4 fucking times, and then he knows that this match is dying. So then he goes and asks Bret for the lols. And the crowd laugh in this I Quit match at WrestleMania. They laugh. It's dead. It's dead. Piper killed this match.
I thought it was quite funny, like, because he knew he pushed it too hard. It's like, Bret, do you want to quit? No.
On the legs of Bob Backlund. And Bob Backlund.
Yeah, and there was multiple times where the crowd were laughing at the match.
Yeah.
You're laughing at the match. I haven't seen that before, actually, or since. That's amazing.
Hey, don't laugh at the Doink comedy match.
Like, the match only Doink wanted it to be. He wishes he got this reaction.
And it's not just Piper kind of shoving a microphone in their face, which would be bad enough. It's a wired microphone, which looks so fucking clunky.
Which he has to leave at the corner and run back to. Grab the. What do you have to say? It's so bad.
And it's the phrase he uses. What do you say? Over and over again. Shake it up a bit, you know? Say, do you quit on occasion?
Do you give up?
Yes, anything at all other than, what do you say?
Hello.
Like, he asked Bret 3 times if he'll submit to the same armbar. Bret's responses become more exasperated, angrily bellowing, no, as in, I'm working here, stop asking me.
No!
The story of the match is Bret attempts the sharpshooter, but Backlund escapes, teases the chicken wing with a Dracula approach, but decides against it. Finally picking his spot, Mr. Backlund secures the chicken wing, but Bret grabs the rope. No rope out, so Backlund reefs him off into the middle of the ring, and they kind of jostle, and Backlund tries to sweep Bret's legs to kind of get him down to the mat, and I was like, it's kind of like a spider with, he's kind of angling for position. I was like, come on, I was rooting for Backlund over Bret. I was so ashamed of myself. Then I was thinking, man, but if you get him in the chicken wing, he was in it for 9 minutes last time at the Survivor Series. Please don't.
Like, he's just not gonna quit. Ever, he is his father's son. This is a shoot to Bret.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have it all the way on him yet.
Bret reverses it, applying a chicken wing of his own, getting Backlund down to the mat. What's Piper say?
What do you say?
Backlund shockingly shouting, yeah.
Does he?
Yeah, Vince is that, yeah? Yeah, yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah,
that's it. Let's just end this now, please.
Did he say it? No!
The match is over in 9.5 minutes. What do you think, Ook?
Shockingly bad. I remember this one from back in the day when I did watch it. Awful. And I highly anticipated this. In the build-up, obviously watching WrestleMania on a Saturday, I was like, oh wow, they're wrestling again. And Backlund with his great shtick going on and brilliant build-up last time. Why are they wrestling again? They haven't really been feuding, Steve. Yes.
No, they haven't been feuding. In the build-up on Raw, Bret Hart has been feuding with Jerry Lawler because Jerry Lawler has been calling him a racist. He says that
I hear you're a racist now, Bret.
You, Hitman, are a racist! Do you understand what I'm saying?
Bret and Lawler had a match. There was nothing to do with Bob Backlund at all. And then Bret wrestled Owen in the go-home Raw.
Yeah. So they're not feuding. It's a filler match. Neither has anything to do. And this is kind of all there was, which is fine. But make it a good match. And they didn't. And I don't know if Piper... Of course Piper killed it for anyone watching. Did he kill it for the wrestlers, though?
I think this would have been shit anyway, but like Piper made sure that this would stink.
Yeah, really disappointed. With the microphone, nice. What you could have done is Bret wraps it around Backlund's throat, strangles him, and then he says, I quit into the microphone. Yeah, you could do something, anything.
I like that.
For I quit matches, the ref shoving a microphone in the face is a bad thing anyway. Doesn't matter if it's Piper or not. Have the wrestler pick up the microphone. I suppose if you're using a chicken wing, you wouldn't be able to hold the microphone. Anyway.
Didn't ask Piper to.
Yeah.
Both wrestlers wear the little microphone that goes across your cheek.
The Alan Partridge business.
Yeah.
And they have them
Business
it's like
mic.
flesh coloured.
Yeah.
So it looks even stranger. Yeah, it looks even stranger. So yeah, it's my abiding memory of this pay-per-view is Piper shouting that fucking catchphrase into the microphone. It is. What do you say? That's what, when I think WrestleMania 11, that's what I think. And maybe LT jumping off the second rope. That's it.
Splicey every time.
Yes,
Piper
please.
says, "What do you say?"
Oh, God.
Yeah. What do you say? What do you say?
You know who it was he beat? Wait a minute, wait a minute.
What do you say? 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 Backlund, what do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
Get no pinfall.
What do you say?
What do you say?
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Backlund! Get to the ring! Yeah.
What do you say?
Do you agree with that summation?
Yes. This one was a disaster.
Yeah, agreed. Backstage, Detective Nikki tells us Pamela's upset, has left the building, and they've made some changes.
Todd Pettengill.
Tell you what, Vince, Pamela Anderson the building, but he will meet next WWF champion.
We're having some audio difficulties as we have had all the way through WrestleMania.
Don't blame me because I talked to the audio man earlier.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Todd asks Diesel if he's worried about Shawn's new bodyguard, Sid. He cuts a bland babyface promo like, you want a war, you got a war. I'll show you why I'm champion. And then he just trips himself up and just gets really loud about it to cover it.
Big Daddy Cool came here to do one thing, and that's to hold on to this belt. And let me tell you something, Shawn Michaels.
I'll tell you one thing. If I did, I would react the same way if I was cutting a promo and stumbled. And run. You'd be fucking terrified.
It actually helped his promo because his promo was shite. And then at the end, it at least had a bit of fucking babyface fire to it. And I was like, maybe you need to fuck up your promos more, Diesel, because this is the best promo you've cut since you've been champion.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Did you guys get the bit after the Backlund Bret match where Bob is talking to JR and he just like looks around in a daze and goes, I have seen the light, and then walks off?
Yes, yeah.
That went nowhere, did it?
Well, a couple of weeks later, he'd run for president. Yeah, that's what he saw.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
One last thing. You know how Backlund has never eaten marijuana? I believe him when he says that. In 2019, Backlund promotes CBD oil use. Yes, cannabidiol here. It's the non-psychoactive part of marijuana. Helps with chronic pain, depression, epilepsy, host of other positive health benefits. And he's plugging it, and he's all for it. So he's never eaten marijuana, but he has drank marijuana
or vaped.
It's your WWF title, Matt. What?
Sorry, before we forget, I do have one more live exclusive.
No.
We have Yoko and Owen, and they're on the bat phones. And
nice.
And Vince says, Owen better get out of there. Bret Hart is on his way backstage. We don't want to have a fight. And that's it. Amazing.
Still waiting for the rest. What's the rest of it? There's no punchline there.
That's it.
Oh, I love it.
Kitchen!
It's your WWF title match. It's Shawn Michaels versus WWF champion Diesel. This has been brewing for the best part of a year. Shawn accidentally super kicking Diesel at SummerSlam, if you remember that. Then the two dudes with Dude broke up at the Survivor Series.
What a pittance.
Freeing up Diesel to job out champion Backlund in 8 seconds at a house show. And Shawn eliminating Bulldog last at the Royal Rumble 95 to earn his title shot at WrestleMania tonight.
And when the Heartbreak Kid is left standing tall at the end, it's going to be out with the old and in with the new.
In February, HBK said, hey, there's too many lads gunning for me, and I'm going to get the big, the bad, the vicious Sid to be my bodyguard.
I see what he did there.
Yes, and then at the WrestleMania press conference at the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah. Shawn says that he is the best in the ring and he does it every night. And then he confronts Diesel at the end of Sunday Night Slam, which we covered on the last show. That's pretty much it.
It's like, what do you do? If none of these matches have build, what are you doing?
It's so weird. Like, they don't do much on the weekly shows. They hit the beats, you know, like the turn, the super kicks, the breakup, Diesel winning the title, Shawn winning the Rumble. And then it's like the rest of the build is kind of implied.
Listen to the notes they're not playing.
Yeah. In the build, Diesel has a match with Jeff Jarrett. Diesel beats him, obviously.
Oh.
I said it on Twitter. Jeff Jarrett got a better match out of Diesel than Bret did at the Rumble. I thought it was very, very good. And then after that match...
heat for that?
Of one or two people, yeah. Most people were like, well, that's because Jarrett's fucking awesome.
Oh, God.
Like, it's working.
Temple.
We're getting him over.
Yes.
We're brainwashing people.
That's pretty much it.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas!
All right.
The celebs are out. What do they have? They all have token jobs. Randy from Home Improvement. Haha. Season 4 was happening at the time, so he would have been kind of popular with preteen girls, none of which are watching tonight. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, the special guest timekeeper. But he's 13. You know, ain't got any child labour laws preventing this.
I don't think so, Tim.
I don't think so, Tim.
Hey, good stuff. That's good. Nicholas Turturro, Detective James Martinez in NYPD Blue. He's the special guest announcer. Pamela Anderson's nowhere to be seen, so Shawn comes out with Jenny McCarthy and Sid in tow. No Mania set, such a short entrance ramp, really low key, but I love how they still book Shawn to push cameramen out of the way for himself and Jenny, making them look like celebrities, starlets, you know. Also sets up plot points for later in the match. 317 pounds of steel, the baddest, meanest, cruelest man on the face of the planet, my buddy, Big Daddy Cool Diesel, is out. He beckons someone. It's Pamela Anderson, who escorts Diesel to ringside. And I was like, you have broken your contract from the Rumble.
You bitch.
Yeah, get the lawyer. Devon, get the lawyers.
I love how Vince is like, yeah, Shawn, eat your heart out. Diesel has Pamela Anderson. Hold on a sec. It's not like Jenny is some fucking horrible looking bowler for fucking losers. Like,
bowler for losers.
They're both stunningly gorgeous women and they're both winners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, Vince. Eat your heart out, Shawn.
Small point, but Cunt Nash lifts up the top rope rather than the middle rope to let Pamela in, which is way more difficult for her. Like, valets usually stoop lower as it's easier in a ball gown and not carny wrestling tights.
Yeah, like she's wearing like a long penciled evening gown, so she almost trips on the rope getting in.
Cunt. King tries to stir up shit about Pamela versus Jenny, but they both sit down, smiley, friendly, having a
Yeah, a lot of waving and chatting, and there's no animosity there.
They're they're going, so are you hating this as much as I am? Jesus, Jenny,
How much
I'm
are you
telling
getting
you.
paid for this? Yeah.
You guys are getting paid.
Did you have that Jimmy fella come at you as well? Oh, you the ginger nip fella. Yeah, he's cretinous, isn't he?
Wait a minute. Okay, here we go.
Shawn starts off bumping like a boss for his clickmate. Punch, supercell, whoa! Leaps for a big back body drop and whip to the rope turnbuckle crashes out. Oh, I love how we're again directed to, there's too many photographers at ringside because this in kayfabe is a huge match with big celebs as Shawn angrily throws one out of the way. And later on, Nash almost elbows one in the face, but I'm not selling for the match, no thanks.
Okay, can I just interject? So, I already have, says you. So you have the plucky heel, right?
The plucky heel?
Yeah, that's what he is.
Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah. But he's dominating this match. While he needed to because Diesel can't go and HBK needed to do most of the work in this match, the balance is kind of flipped over in a way. So I don't know how you'd work it monster face versus plucky heel, but it just felt a little bit off that HBK was so dominant.
Payday Pat, who booked this match, actually thought that too. Yeah, Shawn would be way too sympathetic, so that's why you give him Sid, so he has an unfair advantage and to keep him heel.
And it turns out he was kind of right because as the match went on, the fans began to cheer for Shawn.
The talented one, yeah.
And I have to say, holy shit, Mr. fucking Working Boots tonight, bumping like a boss. He was amazing.
I've got some asterisks there. I'll tell you about it.
And for the ride. Down to the again. Michaels up and down.
Diesel drops his head. Sunset flip and Aloha Nash. Aloha Nash. Successful.
It went on for ages. I was loving that.
He choke grabs Shawn back up. Clothesline them both out, but Shawn skins the cat back in. Oh, see, you're loving that. To a round of applause. And now he is sucking Diesel. Figuratively.
Very good, sir.
Shawn follows up with a crossbody off the top and a running splash from the apron. Cut to the girls, feigning interest. Man, I really feel bad for any female fans watching because, men, we get two beautiful Playboy playmates with their, big blonde hair and big tits. And who do they get? They get Schmiggletash and a 13-year-old. Fuck's sake. During a lull, there's a massive Sid chant. I was like, he's not doing anything at the time, but the crowd are all over him. Like, okay, at the start of the match, there was a big Psycho Sid cloth sign. I was like, well, maybe did they remember his WrestleMania 8 match with Hogan? Or maybe just some Sid Vicious in WCW? Maybe there's some USWA fans in the crowd because he was champion there in Lawler's Fed. It must be a smarky crowd as after a Bret's rope back elbow, they start chanting, "Let's go, Shawn!"
It's because he won. Like, he also just was so awesome that you want him to win.
HBK goes up for a top rope elbow. Nash is more than half the ring away, but he nails it perfectly. This is so impressive. Diesel gets his second win on HBK, building to Shawn's duck arse out spot. Vince calls trying to pry HBK from the ropes as trying to pull a turnip. Shawn ducks and catches Nash with a super kick. But the ref is out of position. He hurt his leg on the outside, you see. Sid unfurls his tiny pocket knife and goes... It's the noise where Kevin Dunn files down his teeth as well. And Sid removes the turnbuckle pad. Nash slingshots Shawn into it, but HBK misses it. He hits the second turnbuckle instead. This was actually a huge botch.
Okay.
Finish of the match. Truckman revs up with his hands. Did you like it? He's like, fuck. Crappy punch, forearms, and big boot, looking to the crowd to get behind them. Audible boos.
Yep.
Get out of there, Shawn! No,
Horrendous jackknife. Just.
That has to have been Shawn's fault.
Right on his arse. Like, that has to do damage.
That was definitely Shawn. There is no way. If Shawn wanted to land that properly, he could have.
Horrendous jackknife. Shawn lands on his arse. And 1, 2, 3, Diesel retains the WWF Championship. Yeah, two things. One of them, Shawn intentionally took that jackknife poorly to show Nash, he's a terrible wrestler. I'm the guy I should get over.
What a dickhead.
It's not even all of it, because he intentionally got his working boots on at the start of the match and blew up Diesel after about 3 minutes to say, look, Diesel can't go. I should be the face of the company. This is my coming out party.
But aren't they mates?
Yeah, but fuck you, though. Actually, Diesel in a Shoot interview afterwards, he was like, yeah, Shawn said he wants to be the face of the company. It shouldn't be Diesel. And it's like, yeah, he's right. Shouldn't have been me. So, some great insight from Nash. What do you think, mate?
Yeah, it was decent.
Quite decent.
Yeah, quite decent, boy. It was... It was absolutely fine, considering realistically there was only one guy in this, and yeah, he was pretty great. That's HBK, by the way. Diesel just lumbered around the place. It was a very easy night for him. He didn't do a lot. He did not do a lot. Bit of lying down, a few forearms.
A bit of lying down.
He did fuck
mate,
all.
This is WrestleMania, man. The WWF title.
I know. He just didn't. He didn't pull his weight, as far as I'm concerned. And Sid didn't get involved. So what was the point? Okay, he cut the turnbuckle pad off. Shawn missed, and then the jackknife. It took the match down a notch. So Shawn doing that is horribly cunty, because that's the image that's in my head now from that match.
But it doesn't make sense because he's hurting his own match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this match a lot more than you did. A very good match for the era and an excellent match for Diesel. I thought Shawn was brilliant. Like, he bumped like a boss. He made this, in my opinion, Diesel's best match that I've seen. I thought it was better than the Jarrett match on Raw. I thought it was better than the Bret match at the Rumble. The fans were pretty loud and pretty into it, although as it went on, they definitely sided more with Shawn. That's not what you want. But overall, I thought it overachieved, and I'd definitely give it a thumbs up. I thought this should have been the main event.
I thought, I agree with you there, the world title should always go on last. Hated this match. Oh, that was Shawn's great. He blew up Diesel, and now Diesel's sluggish in the ring, so I was like, fucking hell, mate. And the big botch finish is all you remember. And I don't want to see the clickmates. I don't care about them wrestling each other. I don't know. I never see any fire. Like, it's like with Diesel and Razor. It's like,
I mean, it's great if they go out there and make each other look great. Like Shawn and Razor at Mania 10. Fucking amazing.
But Shawn went out here to make Diesel look bad.
What a dickhead.
Yeah. So fuck's sake. The heels hightail it, leaving Diesel to celebrate in ring with both Pamela and Jenny. Ooh. Oh, and the blokes as well. Now it's just a shitty group photo.
There's like the state of this crew. It's like watching Taker's gang.
Make-A-Wish tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 and a half minutes this one went. Shawn's the best all-round wrestler in the world at the moment, and this is what you can do with him. The match was practically in slow motion, like long bouts of nothing happening. It's like, no, lads, book the match. This was, however, PWI's match of the year in 1995.
Dave Meltzer gave this 4 stars.
Wow.
Which for him, watching WWF was very generous, because he gave Backlund v. Bret at Survivor Series 2 stars.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dickhead.
Oh, unbelievable, unbelievable, come on. It's believable. Everybody saw what happened. This story of my life, huh? Come on.
Backstage with Todd, the heels bark about not winning, Shawn touting it was all over after a little chin music, Sid chastising the bumbling ref, and slips in a softball analogy saying there should have been more than one umpire. Yeah.
How did you understand what he said? He was spouting so much nonsense that you can see Shawn is actually just laughing.
Where's Charlie Brown?
There's always more than one umpire. There's always more than one referee.
6 matches down, 1 match left, because it's time for your WrestleMania main event.
Taylor, who played in Super Bowls 21 and 25, will wrestle in WrestleMania 11.
LT versus Bam Bam.
Lawrence Taylor.
He's a big guy. He's a gifted athlete, but I've made a lot bigger and a lot better than him retired from football. See, I'm going out there like a bunch of crazed dogs, and I'm going to have me some fun come WrestleMania.
Great WrestleMania workout in Times Square.
I'm looking forward to this thing, and April 2nd, we have a great time.
Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bigelow. WrestleMania's getting started early.
Just a little taste of what's going to happen, baby. April 2nd, pay-per-view.
And it's time for your main event. It's LT Lawrence Taylor versus Bam Bam Bigelow. LT, number 56, Lawrence Julius Taylor, linebacker for the New York Giants from 81 to 93, and arguably the greatest defensive player in the NFL. 2 Super Bowls, 10 Pro Bowls, and multiple Player of the Year awards. Like, this guy literally changed how defensive players play, and I don't know. What's he doing in wrestling? He needs money. For what? Blow. What? Yeah, LT was a massive cokehead, notorious for spending thousands on coke and women, shit like getting picked up from a crack house, showing up to practice in handcuffs, procuring his mate's urine to pass a drugs test, still failed him. The third one actually ended his career. It wasn't until 98 that he got clean. The following year, he was put into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But don't get me wrong, LT, a massive get. He is why WrestleMania 11 is in Hartford. He is huge in the New York area.
But most wrestling fans wouldn't know him, like most non-US wrestling fans. On a global scale, he's absolutely not known at all. It's just weird, you know, because like he's one of the most famous players of all time, but he's like, I have no idea who he is.
I did ask on Twitter, hey, because most of our fans are our age, you know, so if you're watching wrestling back in the day, what did you think? And tell me where you're from. And it's like, if you're in New York or you are a big NFL fan, he's a big deal. But if you're like in Philly or California, anywhere outside the kind of tri-state area, don't care.
Okay.
The other caveat here is that, Bam Bam, you're a mid-carder.
Yes.
And you're a mid-card heel. Who cares? You know?
Well, people who don't watch wrestling.
Why did WWF pick Bammer to face him? He looks good to non-fans. They just see a big 300-pound fire-tatted meanie. But also, he's not the main guy, so he can eat a loss should that occur tonight.
And he's a genuine worker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he can work a match. Diesel looks like he'd be a better choice. But can you imagine Diesel versus LT?
Jesus.
Fuck. Oh my God. Sid could also have worked because he's big, tall, he looks great, but it's like Sid couldn't carry the match and he couldn't carry the promo work.
The only
Bundy!
Bundy Taylor!
That's it, Bundy Mania!
You think you're special, you do.
Oh, shoop-a-doop. Steve, obviously cut from the Supervision version, cut from the network version.
Yes, we have a live rendition of What a Man by Salt and Pepper. In the Raws in the build-up, they had little like promo videos, and they had 2 members of Salt and Pepper, which I would imagine is Salt and Pepper.
They didn't get their cousin Vinny.
No, Vinegar fucked off, like, you know. And they're like, oh, what do you think of Diesel? On Razor and Bret. And they just perv over the wrestlers. And that's it.
Bigelow, you and your crew. What you gonna do when LT comes for you? Lawrence Taylor in the place to be.
For live performances at WrestleMania, it was perfectly fine. They were very over. There's one bit where the one with the short hair like bends over and like Vince goes like, whoa, and like Jerry Lawler is like, woo, baby. And I'm like, that was hilarious. It's very rare that you'd see Vince perving over someone.
Splicey.
Give it up for the man. Wow.
Yeah. Man, that's not bad at all. I'm really impressed with them, actually. They wrote and performed new lyrics for this pay-per-view. Like the rapping about Bam Bam.
Yeah. What a slam, what a slam, what a slam from Bam Bam. That's not the words, by the way.
Oh, but they are good. You should have been writing this.
I should have been
The side wrapper.
Like, salt and pepper and like
mustard.
Which one? Mustard?
Fucking Pat Mustard over here.
Yeah, Pat Mustard.
Here is King Kong Bundy.
Okay, $1 Million Corporation are their own all-star team. Bundy, Tati, Volkov, IRS, and Ted DiBiase. Did you like their jobber jog to the ring?
It's hilarious. They tried to go for some NFL kind of entrance, and it was so lame. And Volkov hasn't been on TV in like 6 months. I think the last time we saw him was when he battered like Matt Hardy or something.
Payday Pat, hey, it's the special referee. The dude actually laid out the match, so it makes sense that he'd be on the inside kind of guiding LT through it. 40 Monday Night Football song hits. It's LT's all-pro team. Ken Norton Jr., Chris Spielman, Ricky Jackson, Carl Banks, and Mongo Steve McMichael.
Yeah, who gets a good pop.
And also Reggie White, who might be arguably the greatest defensive player in the NFL as well. You give out about it in
Should have been him and fucking Taylor fighting then, shouldn't it?
Yeah, they can bitch lad. Handbags.
No moves are hit because they just block everything. The rumor is that the match is still going on today. Did you like LT's quilted tracksuit?
Oh, I love it.
Big kind of banging 90s off of it.
Yeah, big Gansy like, yeah.
Well, this is going to be a difficult one to control for sure. Oh, what a
my gosh!
Ring the bell!
Mistake of a lifetime right there! Wow!
Ding, ding, ding! The crowd explodes when LT slaps Bammer, knocks him over, and clotheslines him out. I was like, what? That was louder than anything prior to this.
It was a really good spot. I was like, obviously, he's huge. He looks good. He's a good athlete. And maybe he might get this, like he might have an aptitude for wrestling.
Man, with a pop like that, maybe you were right to go on last.
Look out!
Bulldog looks good. Hip toss looks good, even though Bammer does all the work for that one. How do you think LT did, just in general?
Really well. Is he the best celebrity wrestler of all time?
I can think of 2 others.
Don't say Mayweather.
Floyd. It's brilliant.
Arquette?
It's not brilliant. He did nothing. They took shortcuts. There was no weapons or shortcuts in this match.
David Arquette, it was great. His matches, I guess.
NFL grade David Arquette.
Commentators hot dog the Diesel trained LT to get Nash over, of course, but in reality it was Bammer and Payday Pat who trained them, i.e. the 2 guys in the ring leading LT through the bout. Powder keg atmos as Bammer tries to regroup with the lads. LT hops out and goes right up to him and confronts him, and the NFL lads immediately peg it over as backup. This kind of impromptu lumberjack visual. Wrestlers, NFL players, officials, photographers. Wow, it's cool. It's like sells the importance of the bout. Bammer WCW's LT when he gets back in and takes control. Wear down stuff. Heelish eye rig. Variety of rest hold submissions like bending the leg.
Yeah, there was a spot where he did like a single leg Boston Crab, but it wasn't lifted off the ground. He was literally just gently holding his shin while LT rested.
A very agreeable angle as well.
Yeah, it was very nice. Grand. I will say, LT, he didn't let Bammer batter him too much. Like, as he was doing moves and strikes, he was trying to punch back and he was trying to, like, take him down, which is something that I really liked.
Get ready for the victory celebration! Whoa!
Shitty leg drop followed up by Bammer's impressive twisting moonsault. Surely a 3, but he actually rolls off LT, tending to his knee. It's like, imagine if that was it. They just call it off. Bye, lads. LT capitalizes with what Vince generously calls a jackknife.
LT! Can you believe that? A jackknife!
He picks up Bammer and lets go. And Bigelow just splats on his back.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That could have been quite dangerous.
Yeah.
There was also a different spot earlier where LT grabs a headlock and he hits a bulldog, but he doesn't let go of the neck before he lands. I'm like, that's a potential neck breaker there, mate, if you do it wrong.
Yep.
They were lucky.
But thank God that botch wasn't the finish. What is the finish? Bammer delivers a ghetto blaster, but a top rope headbutt doesn't seal the victory. He hot dogs too long, and LT runs wild with shoulder tackles, a running forearm, and again, and a big Bret's rope forearm. 1, 2, 3, and Lawrence Taylor wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the rope and...
He caught him!
Cover!
Get in there, DiBiase!
As LT is helped up, DiBiase reads Bammer the riot act. Is like, this is the biggest disgrace of the $1 Million Corporation.
And we've had many disgraces.
And LT celebrates with his son in ring for about 7 seconds to see us out. But if you're watching the live version, is there more celebrate? Do they do a bit of... What happens?
After this, Taylor's NFL mates get in the ring and they hoist him on their shoulders.
Oi.
Hoist him.
Oi.
He looks absolutely knackered, by the way, because he's just doubled over.
This is actually a shoot. He couldn't stand, so that's why they did it. It's like, that's a great cover.
Oh, well, okay, so
Yeah.
good. So they carry him back and they bring him over to Salt and Pepper, who begin to play their song again. LT manages to get on his feet and he dances with them. And that's when we end the show. It was a very, very cool end. The fans loved it. It was very over. Salt and Pepper did well. Yeah.
This is a sad, sad day for the $1 Million Corporation.
All right. What do you think, Ook?
Yeah, enjoyed it. In my opinion, the greatest celebrity performance in a wrestling ring.
Wow.
Yep.
How come?
Because he didn't really botch that. He did botch some, but not much. He's obviously an athlete, which helps. But I was just so impressed with his performance for the vast majority of the match. You know, it kept going the whole way through. I don't remember a lull. The disappointing thing for me is Bam Bam. You know, I hope he got paid well, because this followed him around for the rest of his career. This is what he's best remembered for, losing to a non-wrestler clean at WrestleMania. I don't know why they didn't have some interference. You know, with the $1 Million Corporation, the football lads get in, it's all a bit of a mess. Oh, LT's got him. He caught him by surprise. 1, 2, 3. At least then you're just preserving a little bit of credibility for Bam Bam here.
And the fans would have gone nuts for that spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want to fuck finish at the main event of WrestleMania.
This once, Jay. For Bam Bam. Do it for Bam Bam, Jay.
But we get it all the time with every match. No one gets over.
Yeah, but why do you want LT getting over? We don't need LT to get over. The people have already bought the pay-per-view.
But I don't... Yeah, okay. Just fuck everyone over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually happily surprised with LT. He was coached well and the bout didn't feel overbooked. Like, he looked confident with his strikes and they were snug. The only big botch was the jackknife. But I thought the match didn't overstay its welcome, 11:42. And the crowd were so up for it. Just ready to explode, you know, giving it this big match feel. And so I thought co-branding with the NFL retirees, it did work, you know, and this is the best you can hope for with this match. Obviously you shouldn't book it, but you know, this is the best you could have hoped for. Thumbs up, mate. This is LT's first and last match, so he holds an unbeaten Mania streak.
Yeah.
1-0.
I love it.
Eat your heart out, Undertaker. Just wondering, how did WWF convince Bammer to lose to a one-and-done footballer? They promised him a big babyface run afterwards, which they did, until the Click put the kibosh on that. But also, Bammer, he had an underwhelming WCW career, even though he was champion in ECW. He didn't do much there, didn't do much in New Japan, he didn't do much in WWF, so can you really blame the Click? I don't know. So he'd be second top babyface, tagging with Diesel, King of the Ring 95. Spends most of 95 versus what's left of the $1 Million Corporation, but to dry his tears, because his Mania payout was a cool $250,000.
Okay, not bad. So, okay, obviously, like, I thought this match was
amazing.
I was dreading this because you only hear, like, WrestleMania 11, fucking shit, the worst Mania ever. I'm like, this match was way better than I thought it was going to be. I don't understand the hate that this match has garnered in the 25 years since it happens. Like, have these people watched it, or are they just going by what they heard and then they add a little bit more hate onto it? Because it was super over. The fans went mental and it worked.
I think it's just the insult of having a celebrity in the main event of WrestleMania rather than the quality of the match.
But those people don't understand what Mania is. Mania is not about wrestling.
That's true.
It's never been about wrestling.
Yeah.
So, it worked.
Yeah, like WrestleMania 4 was way worse. Do you remember that slog?
I still hold that that's the worst WrestleMania there's ever.
Like we almost
horrific.
quit the show. It was that bad. Yeah. Holy shit.
16 fucking matches, Vince. This had 7. Thank you, mate.
So, let's take it to the aftermath. Vince and Lawler, see us out.
We're on next WWF Extravaganza. We hope you enjoy WrestleMania. So long, everyone.
Hey, paisanos! We've got half an hour left of this OSW Super Show. Stay tuned for the aftermath, Raw the next night, final thoughts on ending the arc, and a special shout out that Al Mills spent 60 quid on. Cheers, mate. Welcome to the aftermath. OSC, what did you think of the pay-per-view overall?
It's probably better than I remember. And, you know, what you were saying, Steve, it's got a reputation that's unjust. There's nothing amazing on this. But, Bundy is a bit shite. But otherwise, I'd say even watch the I Quit match just for the spectacle of it. I would.
Like a morbid curiosity.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the last 2 matches, probably worth a watch. So I'd give it a mild recommendation.
Wow. Yeah.
I was dreading the show because it's my first time seeing it. I'd heard only terrible things about it. People warned me on Twitter, oh, Steve, jeez, you're going to hate this. It was grand. Nowhere near the worst Mania ever. It's in the bottom 5, probably, but it's definitely not worse than 9. It's definitely not worse than 4.
How was it versus WrestleMania 2020?
That was like empty arena, mate.
Yeah?
Like, match quality, obviously, you know, nowhere near as good.
But like overall as a package,
it was a bigger spectacle, and because of that, it made it feel more like WrestleMania than this year's Mania, which matters.
There are worse WrestleManias than WrestleMania 11. Confirmed.
Yes. I thought the opener was really bad. I thought Jarrett match was okay, except for the finish. Taker match was abysmal. The I Quit match was awful. But the last 2 matches were fucking grand. Diesel Shawn, I thought was good. And the main event, I thought really worked. So I'm with you, Steve. I wouldn't recommend it. If you have time, give it a watch.
A lot of time. One highlight of your pay-per-view is Jeff Jarrett getting a DQ loss. You're in trouble. The only match to meet or exceed expectations was LT, actually. Possibly Bundy, but that's because expectations are so low. I'd say, like, unless you are a reviewer reviewing this, do not. Stay away. Stay very away. And that's it.
That's it.
But you thought you'd be able to go home, Stephen, but that's not true, because have you got time for Raw?
I'm not doing it.
April 3rd, 1995, from the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York, taped 3 weeks ago, March 13th, along with Sunday Night Slam 3 and the Go Home Raw, so you know absolutely fuck all's gonna happen.
Hold on, the post-Mania Raw was taped before Mania?
Yeah! But see, the internet...
they had an angle.
The internet's not around to tell you, hey, there's Yokozuna with the belts.
Do people not just write things on the pigeons and say, go and find other wrestlers? Like,
the carrier pigeons, yeah.
A lot of surprises in store for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday Night Raw. Cornette can't wait. Look at him.
Jerry was a race car driver, and so was Bobby. But Plug Holly takes on Hakushi. A white angel, a Buddhist pilgrim, a modern-day kamikaze. Can you still say that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Ah. Here with Shinja, dressed up in whiteface. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kato from the Orient Express, of course. Do you remember South Park, the kids, they're going undercover. They all are wearing like blackface paint and they bring Token with them and he's got the white face.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
As the new tag champs take a closer look at ringside, we're told Billy Gunn is kayfabe injured, selling the effects of the bonsai drop. So wait until In Your House for the rematch where Owen and Yoko retain. Holly throws to the ropes, drop kick, throws to the ropes, arm drag, throws to the ropes, back body drop. Finish of the match is a top rope shit clothesline, won't do it. Yoko grabs Holly's feet, Hakushi gives him a Samoa Joe backsplash, and 1, 2, 3, the fucking state of you losing to that.
Yep. New generation baby. Hakushi.
Backsplash.
Gesundheit.
6:43 that one went. I looked it up. Bob Holly competed in only one NASCAR race in 1995, the Slim Jim All-Pro Series. He never finished. 192 out of 200, so it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
He came 16th. 192 out of 200 laps.
Indeed, one of the most exciting, controversial, and unpredictable WrestleManias of all time.
Low energy, low interest JR Jesus says he throws to the main event loser Bam Bam, who cuts a dejectedly babyface promo saying he'll make the new gen a better gen and he'll keep on fighting.
And he doesn't know where he stands with the $1 million corporation, therefore teasing dissension in the ranks and possible feuds with the Tonka.
And probable smellness. Fuck, JR selling this is really bad. It's a shame. Fuck.
The World Wrestling Federation champion here is Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Much like post-Series 94, Vince welcomes WWF champion Diesel for an in-ring promo. Cut to WrestleMania 12, he says,
I'm the shit, I'm telling you.
Babyface Diesel says he might not have won if Sid didn't yank the ref. Woo. Owes Shawn a debt of gratitude in general and grants him a rematch, but warns Shawn that Sid isn't his buddy, okay? He's so captivating. They cut to a girl at the front row and she's just got her hand on her chin, trying not to fall asleep.
He's not a dynamic promo at all.
As a heel he is.
He's completely outshone by Bret Hart in terms of promos.
Yeah.
And Bret's not a dynamic promo. So it's kind of sad. So you're telling me that this was taped before Mania, so the people in the crowd knew that Shawn lost before Mania happened. Did they get free fucking tickets to Mania? Or were they expected to pay money to see something that they knew happened?
There's no money in it. Allied Powers versus Well Done. Bully and Lexi versus Stevie and Timmy. Allied Powers now with 2 children, with a Union Jack flag and an Old Glory flag. So you doubly can't boo them.
Please be quiet. Into a frenzy.
Stephen, look at that! Party press, ladies and gentlemen! Stephen Dunn down to the canvas. What? And oh no, look, Lex Luger does the very same thing! Slams him down to the canvas.
Beefy boys both do press slams. Bulldogs is impressive. Calamity Lex has real trouble. He almost drops little Stevie.
It's beautiful.
When are we going to discuss Well Done's purple thongs on pink arses?
You remember it, don't you?
The heat, Stephen. Just
yeah.
Fuck.
Yep.
But we traded down here. Where's sexy gigolo taunt?
There are onesies and there are, wrestling singlets, but this is going right up the jacksie. That's a fucking thong to thong thong thong. It's ridiculous.
Big back body drop to Stevie, almost on his head, and Vince quips, I didn't hurt anything.
Oh.
Cornette admits he doesn't know which is which, because he's like, oh, get in there, well. Timmy is brown-haired.
Get in there, well!
Allied Powers Trent's Well Done. Bulldog hooshes up little Stevie, setting him up for kind of a heart attack, but with Lex's forearm.
Yeah, I like it.
1, 2, 3. Beefy babies boosted in 3:44. How does it end for the Allied Powers?
This is probably it, is it?
No, they have a run of 4 months.
People are saying to me, are you sorry for what you did, British Bulldog? Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't do it sooner.
4 months later, August, Davey starts turning. There's USA chants and he's like, please tone it down. That's great. He'd actually walk out on Luger. Diesel subs in for Luger in a tag match, but is Pearl Harbored by Bully. That feud never happens, as with no new contract, less than 3 weeks later, Lex shows up on the first WCW Nitro in September.
Amazing.
What in the hell is he doing here? Get the kid off of here!
What's he wearing there?
With his lovely white button-up shirt. Amazing.
Not a collar to be seen. I love the Grandad shirt. It was big in 90s for a little while.
Find out more about Lex Luger and the first Nitro in OOC's review of Wrestling with the Devil.
Oh, yeah. Wait, do we?
I think we mentioned.
You weren't listening.
Yeah. I was like, you said he talked about it for all of a page and a half.
Yeah, but I talk about him talking about it.
Fair enough.
Nonetheless, Bull Nakano, the WWF Women's Champion, defending a title.
WWF Women's Championship match. It's Bull Nakano versus Alundra Blaze. Obviously, this should have been at WrestleMania, but it was cut due to time concerns of a 2.5 hour pay-per-view. Kick off hot with a Bret's rope head scissors by Alundra. Nakano woman handles Blaze with a big hair throw.
That was pretty fucking cool looking. That was a nice spot.
Trademark single leg knee bar and a gorgeous Bulls Angelito.
Look at that! That's a cross between a bow and arrow, a Boston Crab, and a single figure 4 leg lock.
Man, you get to slow it down, take it in. I love how they do the black hat, white hat as babyface Alundra. She's all in white. While dastardly heel Nakano was all in black.
That's how wrestling should be.
Yeah. Girls wrestle and fast forward, getting all their shit in. Dropkick knocks Bull to the outside. Follow up with a splash push. Rush Hurricane Rana. It's blocked with a powerbomb, setting Blaze up for Nakano's finisher, the Tokyo Jam. 1, 2, no! What the fuck? That sealed it in Japan. Nakano kicks out of Blaze's finisher. Not once, not twice. Eats a third on the outside, but a fourth German suplex in ring gets the win, and Alundra wins her belt back.
I thought it was quite good. I thought it was much better than their first 2 matches. Definitely better than the one we watched last time, the Japanese match. I think it's the best I've ever seen Alundra Blaze look. So yeah, thumbs up from me. Bull is great. Bull is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a great match, but they sold fucking nothing because it went 6:41. So you tried to get an entire 20-minute match condensed into that. So, meh.
WWF action. Wait a minute. What is this?
Post-match, Alundra is attacked by the new generation. A Rubenesque, portly, leather-clad lady. Cane frizz out of 10. It's her SummerSlam opponent, Bertha Faye.
Oh, yeah.
Bertha Faye, I love you.
The fucking state of her.
Oh, wow, she looks so awful.
Are we on here with this thing or what? Who is it? You didn't tell me nothing.
SummerSlam. That's 4 pay-per-views away because they have the In Your Houses. In Your House 1, Alundra doesn't wrestle. In Your House 2, Alundra doesn't wrestle. In Your House 3, Alundra doesn't wrestle. But what's she doing? Hawking the pay-per-view t-shirt and waving the cassette at the crowd.
Jesus.
Wave at the crowd.
Blow them kisses.
Man, she was right to throw the title in the trash in December.
It is trash.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think of the WWF Women's Championship belt.
Sadly, this is Bull Nakano's final WWF appearance. As a massive coke fiend, she failed a smellness test. Fine then. Less than 3 weeks later, she'll go to WCW for Collision in Korea.
Wow, a massive coke fiend.
Yeah, I think she's all... Oh, you can't see that. Stuck around for a few more dates, including OSW 59 World War III 1995.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our Monday Night Raw Men on a Mission.
And your main event. No fucking way. It's Mo and Mabel. In action versus Ben Jordan and Tony Ray. Yes. Main event Mo. What's he got? Okay, I was just like, okay, it's Mo. Let's just... Here's
Mo.
every move.
Mo.
Blindside Ben with his own jacket. Head to the turnbuckle. Club beatdown. Keep the momentum with a double team when the ref's not looking. Whoa, they're heel. What's their motive?
So they lost a tag title match to the Guns on the Action Zone a few weeks ago. They thought they had won, but the Guns kicked out and they were furious, so they battered them, turned heel. The next week on Raw, Oscar came out and apologized, saying that they didn't mean it and that they were just a bit angry that they didn't win the titles. So they sacked Oscar, and it's now just Mabel and Mo, heel, main event Mo.
Do you think they had a point? Like with being so angry?
No, they just didn't win a match. Like they weren't fucked over, they just didn't win.
So they were making a mountain out of a molehill.
Oh!
Tag in! Sorry, Steve. Choke. Tag out. Finish of the match. Mo mobilizes and bum rushes Tony Roy off the apron. Mabel hits a big time Yoko Bimmy to Jimmy suplex, and whoop, there it is. Men on a mission mosey to a victory with a jobber squash.
You were going to get him over even more, you fucker.
Because men on a mission are heading for the smoking guns.
An easy 3 count.
Tony Roy had the best hair I've ever seen. So he had this long, wispy, oniony hair, but the middle of it was completely bald.
I love this jobber watch.
Yeah. Speaking about jobber watch, I think it was on the February 27th Raw, we had the most unfortunate name for a jobber, the most unfortunate name for a human I've ever seen. Ken Raper. Lost the match to, I think it was Jeff Jarrett. But yeah, Ken Raper.
Wait a minute. He chose that as a ring name.
No, I believe that's his actual name. And he chose to not change it.
Yeah, you got to choose a ring name.
Yeah.
Add a D or something.
Would they not have, like, he's like, where's the merch? It just has big Raper on the front.
So you can't add a D, Ken D Raper. What about if you add an I and he's Ken Rapier?
Nice.
And his move is like a spear. Like,
I love it. Yeah. WWF Hawk next month's new B pay-per-view in your house. This was WWF countering WCW going to 10 pay-per-views a year in 95.
Oh, I'm so glad we're getting out. It's amazing.
Yeah. In your house is one of the reasons that I will not watch wrestling anymore. I want 5 pay-per-views a year, no more.
You should watch AW.
Is that only 5?
They have it's either 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay.
And only 2 hours of TV a week.
Nice.
Ooh.
Accompanied by his bodyguard Sid. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Michaels.
A final segment for tonight. Vince interviews Shawn and Sid. HBK says his back's killing him from the powerbomb, accepts the rematch, and turns tweener by saying he doesn't need a bodyguard, irking Sid, and even gives Sid that night off, like when he has his rematch. UD's hot, but Raw fucking cuts out. Raw fucking cuts out, and we come back, and Sid has laid out Shawn.
They go to an ad break, and they miss the actual spot.
I was like, hey, fuck you. It was probably for the best. I looked at next week's Raw, and they repeat the entire segment.
Yeah.
He fucking botched it. He picked up Shawn and he slipped out and on the ground.
And look! The powerbomb! He went up so high! He went all the way over and landed on his hip and his shoulder!
It's like, oh, okay, fair enough. I might cut it out too. And so they just make it do it again and again. I was like, And that's it. And that's Raw. What do you think about Raw?
I've seen worse post-pay-per-view Raws. It wasn't the worst. Like, nothing really happened on it except for the very end. And we didn't even get to see that. But we did have Mo. So 10 on 10.
Yeah, horrendous, mate. There's a bit, Vince kind of sums up Raw asking, why are we watching New Gen WWF? And he says, how stupid can you be?
Ref, how stupid can you be?
And welcome to a slightly different segment. What happened to the main guys afterwards? Like, this is the kind of end of the arc, so just what happened to them? With Shawn, he was kayfabe injured and out for a month. Returns to feud with the $1 Million Corporation, like Bundy, Kama, that kind of thing. Demoted to the IC title scene, tag scene. He wouldn't get back to the main event until winning the 96 Rumble. What happened to Sid? The fans reacted to Sid laying out Shawn as Sid's face turn. It's like, that's the opposite of what they wanted. So for weeks they hammered home that he's still heel. And actually Sid, it turns out DiBiase paid him to injure Shawn. And so Sid joins the $1 Million Corporation, faces Diesel at In Your House, but he's a loser. Fails in his big match, so he'll fit right in.
I don't know that's a wise decision.
What happened to Bret Hart? Much like Shawn, Bret's stuck in mid-card hell watching Diesel ruin everything he's built over the last 2.5 years. What's in store for Bret? Hakushi.
Oh.
Yep.
Lawler.
No.
Again?
Yeah.
Is this the kiss my foot shit?
Yeah, King of the Ring.
Oh my God.
Isaac Yankem, DDS.
Yeah. Oh, 10 on 10.
Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. That's not piratey enough.
I don't know what French
I was
pirates
trying to do
are
a
supposed
French
to say.
pirate, yeah. Sorry, a French-Canadian pirate.
Mantor.
Oh, definitely.
Henry O'Godwin.
Jesus.
And the peak here, obviously, Bret Hart takes on Radford.
Lads, we picked a good time to get out.
Yeah.
We really fucking
Hit
did.
that eject button.
Yeah.
It's not till Survivor Series that he relieves Nash of the belt so they can build to Bret versus HBK Iron Man at WrestleMania 12. And most importantly, what happened to Mo? Heel men on a mission would job to Shawn and Diesel, before jobbing to Diesel and Bulldog, and jobbing to Owen and Razor.
Bullshit.
With King Mabel getting a singles push, Sir Mo would have to wrestle alone too. 2 huge matches, jobbing to Diesel, and jobbing to The Undertaker, before getting kicked out the door. It wasn't until November 2019 when Mo came to prominence. Because someone here buried him way too hard during the Doinks match at Survivor Series 93.
You just gotta, if you don't like somebody, just bury them enough so that they're under the soil, but they're not noticeably under the soil, if you know what I mean.
They're not.
Don't put it like a gravestone there, because then people are going to look.
You need to bury them shallow.
Shallow grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, but Mo, he's way too over. Like, just that's like whenever we do the live watches on YouTube, it's just Mo. Everything is Mo, and that's it. And it's like, man, talk about Mo money, Mo problems. Mo.
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 We're on a mission. That's right. We're on a mission.
So just in general, like, what did you think of this OSW Lex Express new Gen arc as a whole?
Started off with a bang. We've had some good times, and we've had some bad times, and it's
creamy middles though.
Yeah, I call WrestleMania 11 a creamy middle. We kind of had a nice gentle end to the arc. I was happy overall. Yeah, it's very solid.
Happy enough?
I'm very happy. Yeah.
How was it revisiting Lex and kind of...
Oh, you mean like kind of emotionally?
Yes. Crippling.
Yeah. Fantastic. There were a few surprises, but in general, it's as I remembered it. And I still, those kind of emotions that I would have had as an 11, 12-year-old are still the same now.
What do you think?
I had loads of fun. As Ook said, I thought it began fucking brilliantly with like narcissists and don't tease me, and then going into the Lex Express is like one of my favorites. Like, I thought we had so much fun, and then we were having such a good time that we decided to keep on going, and it built and it built and it built, and then it hit a point where it fell off a cliff, and we
like
had such a miserable time
Royal
at
Rumble.
Survivor Series
Royal Rumble.
and Royal Rumble 95, and we knew that we were done at that point. But I think by the time we came to our final show in this arc, it did end way better than I thought it was going to. I had loads of fun. I'm glad that we came back and we did this era. We got Lex over, we got Mo over.
God, 50-50.
We tried to get Jarrett over again.
And we will try in the next arc.
It will happen at
we get
some
Backlund
point.
over?
We got Backlund over. Yeah, so many positives. But I'm glad we're done. I don't want to come back to 95 anytime soon, if ever.
For at least 6 months.
Like for a long, long time. I don't want to come back to this era. Please, God. But great fun.
Please, God. Yeah, agreed. Like, it's a lot of fun stuff and a lot of different things. And the new gen, like every few months, because they keep losing stars and they have to make new stars. And it was fine for the first couple of revolutions, but then like just Survivor Series 94, Rumble 95 is like you've lost too many stars, and what you're replacing with them are so bad. Because even in like 93 and then 94, Bret and Owen will kind of prop up the quality, and that you can kind of just hone in on that. But like it's depressing to see WWF just fall, and it just gets worse and worse, and holy shit.
Yeah.
So it's a horrific watch, but it's awesome reviewing it and chatting about it and having fun with it. So good times. So and if we don't see the new gen for another 10 years, it'll be 10 years too soon. I was trying for a bit of a Hobbit, and his 111th birthday there. Wow, there's a litany of horrific decisions here, and just think it's like Vince. It's like, why isn't anyone, the ratings and the pay-per-view buys are all tanking. He's like, man, am I so out of touch?
No, it's the fans that are out of touch.
Why, there are no children here at
WrestleMania.
Neither. Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Man, that is it. Okay, we are getting the fuck out of the new generation. So let's take it to the wrestling is
awesome.
Are you okay, sir? Segment. Oh, wow, I've actually got my boy, Purowave, Synthwave, Japanese wrestling, Purowave. Fantastic YouTube channel. Check it out. Really recommend it. Nakamura Wave, Kenta Wave, Hokuto Wave. Oh, it's all freaking amazing. Wrestling is awesome. Got him to do BLAYZEWAVE. So, yeah. The story of Alundra versus Nakano, their feud over multiple continents, multiple companies. So let's hear it.
red WWF Ladies Championship belt will be mine again. Domo arigato. Honto domo arigato ne.
Thank you so much to Purowave there. Holy shit, did an amazing job, mate. Go subscribe to him on YouTube and also his Instagram. Like, he posts stuff every day, really good stuff. And to Contrath for letting us use that track, False Hope. Amazing. And False Hope, it's so fitting for the WWF Women's Division because it kept getting revived and then snuffed out. Anyway, that will do it for the new generation. Tune up the Lex Express, get that fucker going. Get the hell out of here.
Fucking barrel popping.
How did that go, Steve?
Really good show, really good show.
You enjoy that?
Yeah. Great fun.
Awesome. So, what is next in our future? We have got the Golden Noggers, and then we're going to faff around and do some other videos first, and then we will announce what our new arc is. So you can catch all of our episodes free of charge and an IMAX flavor at the foot of 3 full screen at OSWreview.com. And if you're feeling spicy, jaunty, chicken satay, naked beef burrito-y, dairy milky, both full fat and zero sugary. What else do we have today? Watery, yes. Pointy, drinky. If you want, wow.
Popcorn crispy.
Ooh, popcorn, man. Fucking popcorn crispy. Anyway, if you want to give us some of these, help us pay for some of these things, slip us a couple of bucks.
Oh, we got them on higher purchase.
I'm paying by the popcorn. You can slip us a couple of bucks at
noggeru.oswreview.com.
You can watch some awesome stuff. Films, TV shows, music, artwork, shapes, feelings, OnlyFans. That's a lie. Anyway, so it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
And OSE. And myself, G, and host of the year 2.5 times. Let's see if that changes after. No, we're not doing that.
No, we're never going to do it.
Okay.
No.
And remember, a winner is you. Thank you so much for spending part of Christmas Day with us. Oh man, love you guys. We'll let the dude see you out. Thanks to our awesome bra, Al Mills. So Merry Christmas on 3. Merry Christmas.
Ow, have mercy. Oh, do not adjust your eyes. This is exactly who I think you're thinking. I think you might think it is. If who you're thinking, I might think you might think it is in fact Jack Dude Love. Oh, the hippest cat in all the land. Oh, it's true. Ow. Oh, Al Mills contacted Mick Foley, but Foley does some boring work on here, Daddy. So he handed it off to Dude to say the following words. Ow. To Golden Nogger award winners Jay Hunter, Steve, a.k.a. V1, Carolina, a.k.a. B1, Mr. OOC, and the OSW Multiverse on YouTube.oswreview.com, Discord. That's a lot of dots, Daddy. And at Twitch TV.osw Review. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. May your merry bell be ringing. Oh, and thank you for all your support. Ah, that's from Al, Daddy. And the dude is going to sing you off the air with a song that goes like this. Have a holly jolly Christmas. Oh, it's the best time of the year. Have no fear. Dude is here. All your blues will disappear. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case it's sounding rude, stop complaining. Your elves in training, so listen to the dude. Oh, this video sent to you from me. Al Mills cares for you. He paid my staggering fee. Holly jolly, oh holly jolly, have a holly jolly Christmas. And at the risk of sounding rude, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas from the dude. Ow, have mercy. Hey, this is Mick Foley, and thanks, dude. Wishing all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.